Chapter 404. The explosive growth of mentality and vitality, as well as the recovery of golden bones, required a lot of time to get used to and control. However, Fang Ping's ability was much stronger than before. The stronger his ability, the easier it was to adapt. After spending close to 200 million wealth without caring about the cost, Fang Ping spent 5 days to get used to all of this. In these 5 days, not only did Fang Ping adapt to the explosive growth of his ability, but he also had a huge breakthrough in honing his internal organs. His 5 organs had been completely honed to the limit. In terms of the 6 organs, his stomach, large and small intestines, and gallbladder were also completely honed. At this moment, only his bladder and a few internal organs had not been honed. In a few days, Fang Ping could officially complete the honing of his internal organs and officially enter middle stage rank 5. As for Wang Jinyang and the others who broke through at about the same time as him, they might still need some time. In the cultivation room, Fang Ping checked the changes in his data again. Wealth, 9 billion, converted, vitality, 2,450 calories, 4,699 calories, mentality, 650 Hz, 829 Hz, bones honed, 177 bones, 100%, 26 bones, 90%, 3 bones, 30% plus, storage space. 4 cubic meters, plus, energy shield, 10,000 wealth/minute. Vitality and mentality have increased a little. There are only 3 bones left in the skull that haven't been honed. Fang Ping calculated. After the last 3 bones of the skull were honed, there might be another stage change. The current him might not be able to withstand another transformation. For the remaining 3 bones, he planned to wait until his flesh and meridians were honed. In other words, when he reached peak rank 5, he would try to completely activate the transformation of golden bones. In terms of combat techniques, I haven't been cultivating much. I really need to put in more effort. Fang Ping had a plan in his mind. Now, he actually knew many combat techniques. Manic explosion, royal decapitation, Vajra fist, Maha fist, flight step, as well as some basic combat techniques and puncturing kick, including the special secret technique blood arrow method and Old Man Li's sword nurturing technique. The 2 saber techniques and the 2 fist techniques were actually of the same origin. And the advantage of the same origin of combat techniques was that it could be combined internally and externally, cultivating it as one combat technique. Middle-ranked combat techniques focused on the external, while high-ranked combat techniques focused on the internal. With both internal and external cultivation, there was no need to cultivate them separately anymore. In that case, it's actually saber techniques, fist techniques, and footwork techniques, plus a few secret techniques. Fang Ping was not prepared to give up on these secret techniques. It was the same for the blood arrow technique. Although it was only a medium-grade combat technique, in fact, even those level 7 supreme power masters could be killed by a sneak attack as long as their faces were not completely tempered. His footwork is not bad, but his other skills are lacking. Fang Ping summarized the results of his cultivation. Ever since he entered rank 4 and then rank 5, he had improved too quickly at this stage. In mid-August, he had just entered the 4th rank, and by December, he was already at the 5th rank. It had only been slightly more than 4 months since he became a middle-ranked. During this period of time, he had been catching up on his cultivation progress. Indeed, he did not pay much attention to combat techniques. In the catacombs, he mainly focused on escaping. Defeating the enemy did not depend on the strength of his combat techniques, but on his physique, vitality, mentality, secret techniques, and many other aspects of crushing. If someone had the same foundation as Fang Ping, such as Qin Fengqin, his combat techniques cultivation was actually not bad. If his foundation was the same as Fang Ping's, Fang Ping might not really be his opponent. I can't always rely on my strong foundation to suppress others. If I really encounter a martial artist like me, I'll still be crushed. If Wang Jinyang and the others also mutate a little more, I really won't be able to defeat them. Fang Ping shook his head. This was not an unwarranted worry. According to Lu Fengru and the other speculations, these people might mutate a little more. If that was really the case, it would be embarrassing if their combat techniques were more profound than his. Just as he was planning how to cultivate next, there was a knock on the door outside. Fan Ping tidied up briefly and stepped out of the cultivation room. He did not open the door, but the door opened automatically. Fu Changding, who was standing outside the door, saw that there was no one behind the door. Fan Ping was still sitting on the sofa. He was slightly stunned, then smiled bitterly. Mentality? Yes. Fan Ping nodded slightly. Fu Changding's face was full of envy. There was no way to compare. Look, he did not even need to get up to open the door. Have a seat. What made you think of coming to my place today? The two of them actually lived opposite each other, but recently, everyone had been cultivating. It was not just Fan Ping. Fu Changding and the others were under too much pressure. Nowadays, they were studying hard day and night. These days, Fu Changding had been staying in the energy cultivation room and did not come out much. This guy had also made up his mind this time. He did not ask for money from his family, but went to borrow 3,000 credits himself. There were not many martial artists who dared to borrow so many credits in one go. Fu Changding took a breath and sat on the sofa. He thought for a while and said, I just came back from the Martial Arts Society. You haven't been there these few days, so I brought you some news. What is it? It's about Nanjiang. Brother Zhang Yu and President Liang also rushed over 2 days ago. Yesterday, some of President Xie's group came out. Fan Ping perked up and asked, How's the situation? Fu Changding frowned slightly and said, Those who came out were teachers and students who were injured. This time, many people were injured. Although Nanjiang's catacombs has not started a war between high ranks, many battles between middle ranks and low ranks have broken out. Some of the martial artists who went in have also died. Nanjiang's local middle-ranked martial artists have died more than 10 this time. On our side, Fan Ping's expression was solemn. People died? Not really. Before they left, everyone brought a lot of resurrection pills, but a few of them were seriously injured. It had to be said that the outcome was different whether one had money or not. Many martial artists, because they did not have life-saving pills, lost their lives after their internal organs were seriously injured before they could be treated. Although Nanjiang had also bought a lot of pills, there were many people. It was good enough for everyone to get one resurrection pill. However, in the catacombs, one might not be enough. Fan Ping heard that and breathed a sigh of relief. It's good that they're not dead. Are the injured people back? These few days he had been adapting to the situation and did not have time to pay attention to these things. They're back, but Dean Luo and the others are still inside. As he said that, Fu Changding laughed and said, Qin Yunqi is still inside and hasn't come out. However, the seniors who came out said that she's fine. Also, Qin Yunqi is very powerful now. In the catacombs, she's called the Fairy Sword. 2 days ago, she killed 7 to 8 martial artists above upper stage rank 3 with one sword. Her? Fan Ping was slightly stunned. Then, he smiled faintly and said, That's normal. After all, she's a martial artist who is close to being thrice-honed. Her vitality is stronger, she has more pills on her, and her weapon is good. After a few words, Fan Ping did not continue. Fu Changding saw this and found it funny. He said, Aren't you worried at all? None of your business. Fu Changding chuckled. After a while, he did not continue to tease him and said, Also, Dean Luo had people bring a lot of energy stones. Fu Changding said excitedly, I heard that they went down this time and dug up 7 to 8 small mineral veins. Dean Luo wants to sell these energy stones to the university at half price. Fan Ping shook his head and said, There's no need for that. We'll take what we deserve. Everyone risked their lives to get it. The university's purchase price is not high to begin with. Moreover, if we sell it to the students have to pay too. The university won't profit from the difference. After saying that, Fan Ping said, That's good too. I was worried that the consumption of energy stones is too high. I'm afraid it won't last long. Now that we have an income, we can last for a while longer. Fu Changting heard this and nodded, then hesitated slightly. Fan Ping was not surprised. He smiled and said, "Say it. What's the matter?" Fu Changting did not come looking for him just to tell him this news. Otherwise, when Fa Ping came out of closed-door cultivation, someone would report to him very soon. Two things. Fu Changting did not hesitate anymore and said, "First, it can be considered as half business and half personal. I have an older brother. He's 32 years old this year, early stage rank 5. He's also considered a genius martial artist. He's been working in Capital City's Department of Investigation Services. However, there aren't many missions in Capital City's Department of Investigation Services and there aren't many things to do. My brother mentioned it to me 2 days ago, so I mentioned that MCMAU is recruiting instructors." Fan Ping said with a faint smile, "Your grandfather is working in Capital City Martial Arts University." Fu Changting laughed. "Does that matter? My grandfather is my grandfather. I'm still studying in MCMAU. Just tell me, are you recruiting or not?" "Of course. Rank 5s aren't cabbages. If your brother is willing to come to MCMAU, MCMAU welcomes him. Just go through the normal procedures. It just so happens that in a few months, the next batch of new students will enter the university. Right now, I'm still worried that the number of instructors in the university is too low." As he said that, Fan Ping said, "What's the second thing?" "I want to go to Nanjiang." Fan Ping raised his eyebrows and said thoughtfully, "You've just entered upper stage rank 3. Upper stage rank 3 isn't considered weak." Fu Changting took a deep breath and said, "In the past, early stage rank 3 martial artists would enter the catacombs. Because of your opinion, early stage rank 3 martial artists in MCMAU are all cultivating now. They don't go into the Magic City catacombs anymore. I'm already upper stage rank 3 now. Until now, I've only entered the Magic City catacombs once when I was rank 2, and it wasn't even for a few days. Zhao Lei and Qin Yunqi have just entered upper stage rank 3. Since they're fine, I think I'll be fine too. Moreover, even if something happens, it's not a big deal. Martial artists can't always hide behind and cultivate. This doesn't fit the original intention, sure." Fan Ping did not try to persuade him anymore. He nodded and said, "Be careful. When you're there, listen to Dean Luo's arrangements. I won't say anything else. Also, Yang Xiaoman is going too, her?" Fan Ping suddenly frowned. "She's only middle stage rank 3, isn't she? She broke through upper stage yesterday." "Just broke through, Fan Ping, we're all martial artists. We have our own paths. I know you're thinking about our safety, but it might not be beneficial to keep cultivating in the university. It might be better to go out and experience blood and adventure." Fu Changting's expression was a little complicated. "You're already rank 5, and we're still rank 3. To be honest, we're not used to it either. Now that a storm is coming, we low-ranked martial artists still have the opportunity to train before a full-scale war breaks out. Once a full-scale war breaks out, people like us might not even have the chance to train alone." Fan Ping was silent for a moment. "Besides you guys, is there anyone else?" "There are a few. They want to go too." Fan Ping exhaled and nodded slightly. "Fine. I'm just the president of the Martial Arts Society, not your parents. Since you guys have this desire, then I won't stop you. If you want to go, then go. Everyone go to the logistics department to get a resurrection pill. It's a free gift." "Thank you. It's what we should do. Come back alive. Don't be an idiot and rush forward even if you meet a middle-ranked martial artist." Fu Changting could not help but laugh. "We're not idiots. It's just training. We're not going to die." The two of them chatted for a while. Fu Changting did not stay for long. He still had to inform the others. They would leave for Nanjiang together tomorrow. The Nanjiang catacombs was about to be fully opened. The passageway was about to be completely stabilized. When the time came, there would be many people entering. Now that there were fewer people, they could go in and reap more benefits. After sending Fu Changding off, someone else came in not long after. Old Manly entered the door. This time, without saying a word, he carried Fang Ping and walked out. Fang Ping was speechless. He could not help but ask, "Instructor, what's wrong? You still have the nerve to ask? What's wrong?" Old Manly's saliva almost sprayed on his face. He said impatiently, "You were the one who suggested the celestiality cultivation room. Now you've thrown everything on Old Man Huang's head. Old Man Huang has been providing celestiality over there for the past few days. Now, his mentality has been exhausted, and the supply of celestiality has been cut off. Tell me, aren't you embarrassed?" Rank 7 Grandmaster powerhouses who had just entered Rank 7 had mentality around 1000 Hz. However, Huang Jing had entered Rank 7 for some time. His mentality was around 1500 Hz. According to the theoretical extreme conversion, 10 Hz mentality plus 100 calories vitality could convert 1 C celestiality. Vitality was not a big problem for Grandmasters. The main problem was mentality. Of course, it was very difficult to achieve the theoretical upper limit of energy conversion. At least 50% more would be wasted. In other words, even if Huang Jing exhausted his mentality, he could only convert about 100 C celestiality. The recovery speed of mentality was really not considered fast. Even if high-ranked powerhouses fought under normal circumstances, they would still mainly rely on vitality force. When celestiality battled, it was only at a critical juncture. With Huang Jing's ability, even if he could use mentality-vitality fusion to nourish it with vitality, it would be difficult for him to recover completely without 8 to 10 days. They also needed to cultivate, and Grandmasters actually had their own tasks. These few days, Huang Jing's mentality was exhausted. He had no choice but to stop supplying. If 100 C celestiality was supplied to a rank 6 alone, it could actually be consumed for quite a long time. The key was that MCMAU had more than one rank 6 here. In addition to Old Manly, who shamelessly leached celestiality to cultivate, it was used up in a few days. Huang Jing was not doing it anymore. The old man was still sulking. Especially when he met Li Changxing, this shameless guy, who leached celestiality every day. Huang Jing was about to explode. Old Manly wanted to cultivate again today. In the end, he realized that there was no more. He had no choice but to catch Fang Ping as a coolie. As for Wu Quishan, he went into closed-door cultivation again. He was too embarrassed to drag him out. Fang Ping heard that, and was slightly surprised. He said, "Vice-Chancellor Huang's stamina is too bad, isn't it?" It had only been a few days. Huang Jing had been rank 7 for a long time. Fang Ping did not ask in detail how rank 7 was divided. Thinking about it, Huang Jing was probably in the middle or later stage of rank 7. Come on! It's really hard to recover mentality quickly when it's depleted. What do you know? Old Manly scolded. Did he think that everyone was like him? Even rank 7 powerhouses could not recover so easily. Moreover, he could not really deplete it completely. If he encountered an emergency and his mentality was depleted, even Grandmasters would be in trouble. Fang Ping pursed his lips and calculated in his heart. He condensed 1 C celestiality now. If he were to convert it, he would need to spend 1 million wealth points. If it was 100 C, that would be 110 million. As for a rank 7 Grandmaster like Huang Jing, under the condition that he did not consume too much, he could probably provide a full supply twice a month. That would be 200 C. 220 million wealth points. Whether it would consume 220 million wealth points or bind a rank 7 Grandmaster for a month, the price-performance ratio was hard to judge at the moment. Fang Ping thought about this and said, "How about this? I'll provide the celestiality cultivation room with 500 C celestiality every month, but the school has to pay me 1 billion. Old Manly shot him a look. The hand that was strangling his neck tightened. He gritted his teeth and said, "Can't you ask for less? At most, I'll compensate you with some pills and energy stones. That's enough." Do you really have to earn a sum? He did not need to ask to know that Fang Ping had made a profit. However, 500C still shocked Old Man Li a little. The rank 7 Huang Jing and the rank 8 Wu Kuishan added together could probably only provide this much in a month. Of course, that was under the condition that they still had an appropriate combat strength. As for Fan Ping, he was a rank 5, but he could actually provide the same effect as a rank 7 and a rank 8. This kid was a little scary. Fan Ping complained incessantly. Instructor, it's really not expensive. The key is that I consume a lot of energy and have to bear the power of the backlash. 500C should be enough. Currently, there are only about 30 rank SIXS in our school. Not everyone will cultivate every day. When the free time is used up, they have to pay in cash or credits. When the time comes, we'll charge a little more. I think it won't be difficult to earn it back. Moreover, even if you have money, you might not be able to make grandmasters go all out to be your cultivation supply. Is this the logic? If you ask for 1 billion a month now, can you hire 3 rank 7 grandmasters to go all out to be your energy supply for a month? Nonsense. Of course I can. Old Manly said impatiently. Do you think that grandmasters can really earn a lot of money? Grandmasters also need to cultivate, and the consumption is huge. They don't have a high demand for pills, but their demand for energy stones is not small. If you really want to spend 1,300 million a month, I guarantee that I can definitely hire them. 300 million a month, 6 billion a year. Of course, grandmasters also need to cultivate. Excluding cultivation and mission time, it was not a big problem to take half a year out of a year. That would be 8 billion a year. 8 billion a year. Even grandmasters could not have such a harvest. Grandmasters are so cheap? Fan Ping said with a look of surprise. I don't have money. The next trip to the catacombs, get lost. Old Manly cursed. He could gain something just by going to the catacombs? Many grandmasters went to the catacombs and did not gain anything. It was normal for them to come back covered in injuries. Grandmaster powerhouses would also be targeted when they went to the catacombs. They would attract more attention than middle and low ranks. Then 800 million, 300 million. That's at most. Fan Ping's face darkened instantly. He would have to pay for it. Now, his consumption for converting celestiality was 10 times the normal state. If it was the normal conversion rate, forget 300 million, he would do it even if it was 100 million. However, the point was that he would need to spend 550 million wealth for 500C. Instructor, my consumption is really huge. Celestiality doesn't come out of thin air. I also need to use up a lot of energy stones. I'm only doing this for the sake of MC Mayu. How about this, 700 million? I won't do it if it's any less. 500 million at most. Otherwise, the school won't be able to bear such a price. Old Manly was not telling the truth. 500 million for 500C was equivalent to letting Huang Jing work for 5 months. Huang Jing only provided about 100C this time. He needed to recover for the rest of the time and was busy with other things. 100 million for a grandmaster to do it once was actually very worth it. After all, even if a grandmaster provided celestiality, there would still be consumption. They might not be able to earn much. 600 million. Don't bargain anymore. If you bargain anymore, I won't do it. I won't even be the University Council's Secretary General anymore. Fan Ping shook his head again. This was the limit. At least let him earn a little. Moreover, he might not earn anything. He was not lying. If he provided a lot of celestiality, he would suffer from the backlash. He would have to spend some wealth to heal later. At the end of the day, he would only break even. Seeing Fan Ping's determination, Old Manly glanced at him. Finally, he nodded and said, Then I'll ask the others later. But 600 million, in a year, that's 2 billion. This price. Old Manly sighed softly. It was still too expensive. If these rank 6 martial artists did not gain anything, then it would be a big loss. Of course, rank 6 martial artists who cultivated would have to pay something after the free time. The school would not subsidize too much, but there would definitely be 2 to 3 billion. Fortunately, the situation was different now. Otherwise, the MCME would not be able to afford so much subsidy. Seeing that Old Manly had agreed, Fang Ping breathed a sigh of relief. Some things still needed to ask for the opinions of these powerhouses. It was good that he had agreed. Otherwise, even if it was provided for free, he could not afford it. It would cost hundreds of millions of wealth points every month. Unless one day he had so much wealth that he could not spend it all, it was not a long-term business to just keep it for free. After discussing this matter, Fang Ping thought of the cultivation of a golden body. He said, "Teacher, tell me about the cultivation method of that half-golden body. I'll try cultivating it, and see if I can create a half-golden body." Old Manly did not approve of it in the past. But now, Fang Ping had even forged his golden bones. Old Manly pondered for a moment and said, "Settle the celestiality matter first. I'll talk to you later." Okay. Chapter 405. The celestiality cultivation room was also at the energy room. In reality, there was not much difference between the two. It was just that a few of the previous cultivation rooms had been specially modified. Celestiality was more overbearing than normal energy. The surrounding walls were slightly strengthened. When Fang Ping arrived, many rank 6 martial artists were waiting, including a few deans. Seeing Fang Ping, the dean of the School of Social Sciences, Qin Zhenhua said immediately, "Fang Ping, can you provide celestiality or not?" "You said before," Fang Ping said with a serious expression. "Dean Chen, will a man say no?" Qin Zhenhua was stunned at first, then he almost wanted to slap him to death. "I'm talking about serious business." Fang Ping did not continue this topic. What did a bunch of old men know? "Dean Chen, does a peak rank 6 like you consume a lot of celestiality?" Qin Zhenhua pondered. "Actually, the main reason we consume celestiality is to experience the composition of celestiality, to stimulate changes in ourselves, and to achieve mentality-vitality fusion. The consumption is actually not too high, but no matter how sealed the cultivation room is, there will still be energy consumption. Actually, when we are inside, we will consume. If it is provided to me alone, it will consume at least about 10 C a day," Song Yingji said from the side. "Martial artists like us who have not reached peak rank 6 actually consume more." Fang Ping was a little surprised. Song Yingji explained. "Actually, we are all trying to use celestiality to seal the Sanjiao Gate. If the Sanjiao Gate is not sealed, the energy consumption will be faster," Song Yingji said. "Of course, because our body strength is not as strong as peak rank 6, in summary, the time we stay is shorter, but it will consume about 10 C. In other words, in a day, everyone consumes 10 C. There are about 30 rank SIXS in our school, that's 300 C a day." Before Fang Ping could finish, Qin Zhenhua said, "That's not it. We can't stay in there all the time. If we stay for a long time, it won't be effective, and our bodies won't be able to take it. Under normal circumstances, once every 5 days is actually enough. If it is a month, 5 or 6 times will do. That means one person will consume about 50 C. As Fang Ping said that, he thought for a moment and said, "I can only provide about 500 C, which is to meet the cultivation needs of 10 people." Qin Zhenhua didn't wait for him to finish and said happily, "That's enough. You can really cultivate this daily. Come here twice a month, then we can all take turns to cultivate." "Fang Ping, can you really do it?" 500 luan of heaven and earth energy did not sound like much. However, if you were to really unleash 500 C of celestiality, it would be equivalent to a peak rank 8 powerhouse unleashing his full power, exhausting all the power in one strike. That day, Old Man Li's sword move that killed a rank 8 was actually about the same intensity as 500 C celestiality outburst, maybe slightly higher. If it was a vitality force outburst, it would be an explosive force of 250,000 calories to 300,000 calories. A rank 6 powerhouse would not be able to unleash such a powerful force. The upper limit of a normal peak rank 6 powerhouse was 10,000 cal. Old Man Lee's explosive power had exceeded his limit by more than 10 times. In fact, it was more than 10 times. Even a rank 6 could not achieve a complete outburst of vitality force. Old Man Lee had nurtured his sword for many years. It was unleashed after the longevity sword and his own half-golden body were shattered. He himself could not withstand this kind of intense outburst and exploded completely. If this kind of big move was not targeted at a person but a city, then the power of Old Man Lee's sword that day would be enough to flatten a small district that was a few hundred acres in size, making it disappear completely. Compared to the destructive power of those high-yield nuclear bombs, it was naturally not as good. However, if it could be done continuously, it could completely flatten a city in a short period of time. Of course, Old Man Lee could not do it now. Even Wu Quishan found it hard to do it. Rank 9 powerhouses, however, could do this. Hence, rank 9 was also an extremely terrifying existence. Once this kind of powerhouse battle appeared in the sky above the city, forget about mentality pressure, just the aftermath of the battle alone was enough to destroy a city. As for the stronger rank 9 paragon, Fan Ping could not determine the other party's strength. However, Fan Ping guessed that these paragon powerhouses might be able to destroy a city easily. If a battle between multiple rank 9 paragon powerhouses broke out, a large province might turn into a lake. While Qin Zhenhua was in shock, Fan Ping was also thinking about these. As he thought about it, Fan Ping's expression suddenly changed slightly. Lake? Forbidden Sea? It was impossible. The Forbidden Sea was boundless. Could it be that it was really man-made? If it was really so, it would be too scary. Could a rank 9 paragon do it? Maybe they could. After all, he did not understand the power of a rank 9 paragon. However, even if they could, such a huge Forbidden Sea was present in all the catacombs. It might not be something that 1 or 2 rank 9 paragons could do. Dozens of them? Or hundreds of them? Fan Ping did not dare to think about it anymore. He exhaled and said quickly, "In the future, after the free time, every time you cultivate for a day, you will need to pay 500 credits." Everyone's expression changed slightly, but they did not say anything. 500 credits was really not considered low. In other words, it was extremely expensive. However, at the rank 6 stage, everyone was actually working hard towards the Grandmaster level. If it was twice a month, 1,000 credits would be consumed. Whether it was worth it or not, it would depend on whether there were any gains. Everyone did not say anything. Fan Ping felt that it was not considered a lot. Consuming 10 C, that would be 11 million wealth. Collecting 500 credits was just slightly more. It was not for himself anyway. The main reason was that he was afraid that the school would bear too much. These rank SIXS gains from entering the catacombs were actually not small. The matter was settled. Fan Ping did not delay. He could not condense 500 C of celestiality in one go. Moreover, if he condensed too much at one go, it would dissipate easily, resulting in unnecessary waste. Fan Ping condensed about 5 C in one go. He poured it into the funnel 10 times in a row. At this moment, Fan Ping's hand was already a bloody mess, revealing his golden bones. "That's it then. In the future, I will come once every 3 days. Fan Ping shook his hand casually. His flesh was healing at a speed visible to the naked eye. At this moment, everyone who was watching was a little envious. This kid's recovery ability was also extremely strong. Qin Zhenhua nodded and said, "Once every 3 days is enough. If you really can't take it anymore, it's okay if you do it a few times less." Fan Ping smiled and said, "We'll see. Actually, I still hope that the instructors can have some gains, especially Dean Chun and the rest. If you can achieve the stage of mentality-vitality fusion, then MCMAU will really prosper. Today, in MCMAU, other than my instructor, Dean Li, and Dean Tang, there are still 4 peak rank 6 people. The few of you have all become grandmasters. Then the number of grandmasters in MC Mayu will reach 10. MC Mayu's strength was extremely strong. Peak rank 6 meant that they had sealed off their Sanjiao gate. This was not something everyone could do. In NMAU, there were only 2 people who had sealed their Sanjiao gate, and even these 2 people had not reached the stage of mentality-vitality fusion. In other words, if Qin Zhenhua and the others went to NMAU now, they could all become vice-chancellors. If they went to other non-professional martial arts universities, they could also become vice-chancellors. These people were also the ones Fang Ping felt had the highest chance of becoming a grandmaster. Qin Zhenhua and the dean of the School of Production smiled bitterly at the same time. Grandmasters were not that simple. The few of them chatted for a while. Fang Ping did not want to disturb everyone's cultivation. He was just about to leave when he realized that Old Man Li was also heading toward the cultivation room. He could not help but ask, "Instructor Li, you're not leaving?" Old Man Li said in surprise. "I'm cultivating." At the side, Qin Zhenhua's expression changed again and again. Suddenly, he said, "Dean Li, why don't you not go in? We'll consume 10 Luan, but I'm afraid you'll consume more than 30 Luan. Aren't you able to condense heaven and earth energy?" Old Man Li's face fell. "I can't, okay?" He was still lacking in the ability to release his mental energy. How could he condense it? It was precisely because he could not that he came to cultivate. However, at this time, he was too embarrassed to say this. The few grandmasters knew that he had not achieved rank 8, but the others did not. Now, he could not change his words. Old Manly coughed dryly and said vaguely, "I'm just afraid that celestiality is too dense, and you guys can't handle it. I'm helping you guys to share the burden." Everyone stared at him. "Are you really not embarrassed to say this?" Old Manly was helpless. "Forget it. If you don't want to freeload, then don't. I'll cultivate on my own, okay." Walking out of the cultivation room, Fang Ping looked along the way and saw many students walking toward the energy room. He sighed. Full of youthful energy. MCMAU today is getting better and better. It's not like when I first entered the school. Forget about the energy room, I had to save up for a normal vitality pill. Are you bragging about yourself? How could I? Fang Ping smiled. I'm just telling the truth. Oh right, how's Vice-Chancellor Huang's sale of the shares? Old Manly frowned slightly and said, It's a little difficult. Both major companies have expressed that these shares were given to MCMAU for free back then. If MCMAU wants to sell them, that's fine too. They'll have to take back all 5 billion. Fang Ping's expression turned cold. He humphed. In your dreams. Old Manly nodded and said, There's no hurry. Let's wait for old Lu and old Wu to recover first. By then, Lu Fengru will probably break through soon. At that time, he would hold a Grandmaster banquet and invite the 2 major companies. Invite more Grandmasters who have graduated from MCMAU. Don't make it too stiff. Show them what you've got. If Lu Fengru also broke through, including him, who was a dabbler, it would be 5 Grandmasters. If he invited another 7 or 8 Grandmasters who had graduated from MCMAU, that would be more than 10. These people were all on MCMAU's side. The 2 major companies also had to consider whether or not to persist. Right now, Huang Jing was only testing the waters. Everyone was waiting. Fang Ping did not say anything more. He still had the patience to wait for a few months. Let's just wait and see. As they spoke, Fang Ping and Old Manly arrived at MCMAU's old district. Some of the old people were chatting outside. Seeing the 2 of them, almost everyone was smiling. Nowadays, MCMAU's days were getting better. These old people who had given their lives to MCMAU were also in a good mood, greeting them one after another. Fang Ping also laughed and chatted with the old people for a while. These old MCMAU people might be sick or injured now. Some of their abilities were even completely crippled. However, it was because of these people that MCMAU was what it was today. Toward these old martial artists, Fang Ping had always treated them with respect. He was less of a profiteer. After chatting for a while, Fang Ping walked toward Old Man Li's courtyard. He said in a low voice, "Instructor, some of these instructors were rank 5 or 6 powerhouses back then. It's just that they're sick or injured. Do you think life essence can heal them?" Old Man Li's expression was solemn. "It's good that you have this intention, but don't do anything rash. It's too dangerous. Last time, it was all luck. Luck doesn't come often. If you're rank 9 now, then I'll definitely support you to snatch some back. But you're not, so don't think too much about it. Old Joe and the others are all sick and injured now. It's not necessarily a bad thing. If they were healthy, who knows how many of them would still be alive now?" There were about 30 to 40 old martial artists in the old section. These people, when they were not injured back then, were almost all middle ranks. There were even 5 to 6 rank SIXS. If they were really healed, then MC Mayu's strength would once again increase by a large margin. Moreover, these old martial artists had deep feelings for MC Mayu. For MC Mayu, they would not even blink if they were to die in battle. Fan Ping actually wanted to heal them, but he thought about it. Life essence was really hard to get. If the big willow tree did not open the passageway back then, he would not have been able to get it at all. Fan Ping's eyes flickered slightly. He said in a low voice, "We'll see. Maybe we can try to cripple a few more rank 7 and 8 martial artists in Skygate City. When that happens, Skygate City might open the Fountain of Life. I just don't know if that big tree in Skygate City has this thing." Old Man Li did not say anything. Yes, that was for sure. It was just a matter of how many. Skygate City definitely did not have as many as gigantic Willow City. This was inevitable. In recent years, when both sides fought, it was not uncommon for high ranks to be injured. Skygate City's consumption was not low. After entering the house, Fang Ping glanced around. The house was very deserted. It was not dirty, but there were almost no decorations. There was a television in the living room, and it was the antique kind. Who knew how many years Old Man Li had not changed the television? The sofa was not made of leather either. It was made of wood. The red paint had even peeled off. Compared to Lu Fenger's villa, Old Man Li's place really had the style of an ascetic. Old Man Li did not care about him. He walked straight into the house, saying as he walked, "This golden body cultivation method of mine is actually just tinkering with it blindly, turning my flesh and meridians into a golden body. Back then, my mentality was injured. After cultivating to peak rank 6, I had almost nothing else to do. I had the time to ponder over this." As he said that, Old Man Li took out a pile of drafts, yes, drafts. He did not systematically organize them at all to make a secret manual. He just recorded some of his cultivation methods, insights, and processes. However, he kept them quite intact. After asking Fang Ping to sit down, Old Man Li explained, "When I was cultivating, my flesh and meridians had already been remodeled. After the remodeling, the meridians and flesh would be stronger than yours now. Those few years, how should I put it, I think I gave up on myself. Sometimes, I felt especially unresigned. Since I had nothing better to do, I shattered my flesh and meridians a few times." Fang Ping did not say anything. Old Man Li did this because he had the intention of giving up. Normal rank 6 martial artists would not be so bored as to shatter their flesh and meridians after completing the remodeling. They were more like lunatics. After shattering, I honed again. I didn't expect to achieve mentality-vitality fusion anyway, so I didn't need to nurture mentality. After a few times, guess what happened? Fang Ping laughed. What else could have happened? After shattering, I became more and more tenacious. I achieved half a golden body. Old Man Li shook his head, sighing. How is that possible? Do you really think that shattering and rebuilding is real? After shattering, I realized that my meridians and flesh were very weak. Hence, I realized that this path was a suicidal one. Fang Ping's expression froze. Are you kidding me? Old Man Li said happily. After that, in order to train my flesh to the same strength as before, I wanted to get some supplements. I went to the catacombs and killed many monsters, devouring their flesh and blood. You don't say. After eating a lot, I realized something special. Monsters' bodies are stronger than ours. Fang Ping felt helpless. Nonsense. Everyone knew this. But why are monsters stronger than us? You know, we're all cultivators. We're also honing our bodies. This doesn't make sense. So I thought, and killed some monsters to study them. Only then did I realize the difference. I realized, monsters don't have meridians. Old Manly's eyes flickered. No, it's not that they don't have meridians. Meridians and flesh have completely fused. Do you know what I mean? Fused? Yes. Their flesh and blood have turned into meridians. Their vitality and energy flow don't actually go through the meridians. Instead, they really circulate through every cell. I thought, could this allow the flesh to be honed better? So I gritted my teeth and snapped my own meridians. Fang Ping was dumbfounded. Old Manly really did not want to live anymore. How dare he do something like this? Old Manly sighed again. During the period when I snapped my meridians, it was worse than death. My strength plummeted. Actually, I could have remolded my meridians, but I didn't. I kept insisting on using my cells to circulate my vitality. You don't say. Just like that, a year or two passed. Guess what happened? You remolded your meridians again? Fang Ping had been tricked earlier. Now he started to answer in reverse. Old Manly said disdainfully. How is that possible? Then I realized that all the cells in my flesh and blood were really honed to become stronger. I started the process of turning into a golden body. Then, anyway, I became half a golden body just like that. I didn't tell you before because I thought it wouldn't be very useful. For you, it would waste too much time. Also, I don't know if it's suitable for other people. If I really torment someone to death, then it'll be troublesome. Old Manly explained. Then, he said, but the chances of you torturing yourself to death are not high. If you really want to try, you can try it. After hearing what he said, Fang Ping was a little hesitant. Breaking his own meridians and then relying on his cells to circulate energy? In the short term, his strength would definitely plummet. Fang Ping pondered for a moment and said, I think it's actually possible not to snap my meridians. Spend more vitality and energy, honing deeply again and again until the strength and toughness of the cells reach an extreme. Can I also turn my flesh and blood into a golden body? Old Manly thought for a while and said, Actually, someone has tried this before, but the effect is not too good. The main reason is that the honing is too time-consuming. Vitality force is mainly gathered in the meridians. If you want to hone our flesh and blood, that's even more difficult. If you want to hone to an extreme, the vitality force consumed is terrifying to the extreme. Because I don't have meridians, my vitality overflows and flows directly through my flesh and blood. That's why I can achieve subtle honing. We're different. Don't compare me with other people. Fang Ping's face was full of confidence. Without further ado, he picked up the drafts and said, I'll go back and take a look. I'll give it a try later. If I really succeed, I'll be a rank 5. My body's strength will be stronger than a rank SIXS. When that time comes, even a rank 6 can be killed by me. Up to you. Anyway, don't delay your own cultivation. After saying that, Old Manly briefly introduced the cultivation method and process. Whether Fang Ping adopted it or not was his business. In martial arts cultivation, the major meridians were the same. However, martial artists had their own ideas on how to cultivate. For example, in terms of combat techniques, people today had created many combat techniques because they had their own wild ideas. They wanted to find a combat technique that was most suitable for them. That was why new combat techniques appeared. When Fang Ping walked out of the small courtyard, the sky was already dark. Just as he walked out of the small courtyard and was about to return to the dormitory, he suddenly felt a few strong energy fluctuations. Fang Ping turned his head to take a look. He noticed that there were a few strong energy sources flashing in the sky above Magic City, disappearing into the distance quickly. Rank 8 or rank 9? Fang Ping frowned slightly. Were these the powerhouses guarding Magic City? Chapter 406. Although Fang Ping saw the departure of the Magic City powerhouses, he did not know what exactly happened. No matter what these high-ranked powerhouses did, they would not report to Fang Ping. It was not until a few days later that Fang Ping received the news from Old Manly. Or rather, Old Manly did not have to tell him specifically. Fang Ping saw the news. On the 12th of January, a huge earthquake occurred in an island country in the distant Caribbean Sea. According to the news report, the earthquake this time in a small country with a small population caused countless casualties. Old Man Li's expression was solemn. He said in a low voice, "This is trouble. What exactly happened?" Fang Ping frowned. "The catacombs passageway has been breached?" Old Man Li shook his head. "If that's the case, it's not a big deal. It's not like the catacombs passageways have not been breached in recent years." As he said that, Old Man Li said gloomily, "Initially, there was no entrance to the catacombs in the island country. However, a few days ago, an entrance suddenly appeared." "Suddenly, do you understand what I mean?" Fang Ping's gaze changed. "You mean, the kind that was completely unexpected? And there was no energy leakage beforehand?" Old Man Li took a deep breath and nodded. "Yes, that's it. At that time, that passageway opened almost instantly. A few rank 9s nearby sensed it and rushed over immediately. However, powerhouses from the opposite side had already rushed out from the passageway. Both sides broke out in a huge battle. At that time, the situation was critical. Sino Nation received the news too. Many powerhouses went to support. Even so, it still caused intense damage and many casualties. This earthquake was not only because the catacombs passageway was hit, but also because of the huge battle. At one point, the other party rushed out. The huge battle almost sank the island country. In the end, although the other party was chased back, a few rank 9 powerhouses also messed up the passageway, messing up the energy, and temporarily sealing it. However, the key is not this, but... Old Man Li inhaled again. But the passageway opened suddenly, almost without any preparation time. This means that perhaps as there are more passageways, the barrier between the two worlds has become easier to penetrate. If that's the case, perhaps we'll face all the territories next. Right now, not all territories have passageways. There are a total of 103 catacombs passageways in the entire world. No, including the one that's open now, that makes 104. Right now, all the passageways correspond to a territory individually. There are no overlaps. Are these 104 territories all the territories in the catacombs? This was also Fang Ping's first time finding out that there were 104 catacombs passageways in the world. He could not help but ask. Based on the calculation that there are at least 20 rank 9s in each territory, doesn't that mean there are at least 2,000 rank 9s in the catacombs other than the central territory? This is too terrifying. Old Man Li shook his head. That won't be the case. There aren't that many. Some regions are actually very small, and not every region is like our side. Some regions only have 3 to 5 cities, and there are also guardian demon plants and demon beasts. Some regions actually don't have any. But if I calculate it, there should be 1,500 rank 9. Doesn't that mean that there are as many rank 9 martial artists as dogs? Just how many rank 9s are there on Earth? Old Man Li thought for a while and said, "On the surface, Sino Nation has 33. There should be more. I'm guessing there should be 40. Adding up the other countries, there are about 200 or so. In other words, the ratio of rank 9s between us now is 1 to 6? There were more than 200 rank 9s in the world, more than Fang Ping had imagined. But there were thousands of catacombs. Monster Life Clan didn't make a move all this while. A portion of the Monster Plant Clan cities didn't make a move either. Guardian demon plants and demon beasts rarely appeared too. In reality, there were about 2 rank 9s guarding a catacomb previously. Of course, it's usually one person. Every catacomb has a rank 9 stationed there. The other rank 9s have their own missions. There aren't many rank 9s fighting each other. That's why it's not really a ratio of 1 to 6. Previously, when rank 9s fought, it was usually one-on-one fights. Old Manly explained and said, but now, we don't know how many more passageways are going to be opened. Moreover, the opening speed is getting faster and faster. Will there be a situation where the two realms will merge officially? At this point, Old Man Lee's expression was extremely solemn. He said in a low voice, if it's a full-scale integration, then it'll be really troublesome. There's no boundary between both parties anymore. If both parties really start a full-scale war, we're actually still fine, but what about those ordinary people? If a large number of martial artists fight, perhaps the Earth mainland will really sink. When powerhouses reached Grandmaster level, their survival ability was extremely strong. Even if they were thrown into outer space, they might still be able to survive. But what about the others? If a war broke out, who would still care about those ordinary people? Billions of people. Once the war started, there might be very few survivors. The disaster of human extinction might really come. Fan Ping's expression was solemn. When that time came, he might be able to survive, but what about his parents and family? Could he protect them? Old Manly did not care what he was thinking. He continued, now, Sino Nation and a few other big countries have already begun to gather the world's powerhouses to discuss countermeasures. Should we fully disclose the information? Or we should just give up a part of the area and let the catacombs powerhouses come and go. We'll focus on defending a part of the area. We'll gather all our strength to resist the catacombs invasion. Fan Ping's expression changed. He asked, give up a part of the passageways? Does that mean that the battlefield will be shifted to the ground? Old Manly sighed. I don't know. It's not impossible. Also, if we give up a part of the area, we can use technological weapons to simply raise those areas to the ground. The catacombs powerhouses can be resurrected, but it's not without a price. I'm afraid we can't use technological weapons to kill rank 9 powerhouses. It's also difficult for rank 8 powerhouses. But rank 7 powerhouses without a golden body will also die if they're covered by a powerful weapon. This way, we can save a lot of trouble. Now, Asia has the most passageways. Sino Nation has 23, and the other countries have a total of 32 passageways. In other words, Asia has as many as 55 passageways, occupying more than half. Therefore, Asia will not be given up because it's more suitable for powerhouses to converge. The other scattered catacombs passageways are more likely to be given up. Fan Ping was not happy because of this. Instead, he had a splitting headache. If we give up, what about the people in other places? Some of them will migrate. Some of them may be left to fend for themselves. These words were extremely cold-blooded. But this was also the truth. There were too many people. If they were to stay in Asia, Asia could not withstand billions of people. Of course, they were still discussing it now. The powerhouses of other continents might not agree. Furthermore, it was not impossible to ask them to give up Asia. After all, with so many catacombs entrances gathered here, it was easier for modern weapons to cover them and attack them together instead of attacking them separately. This kind of matter was related to the future situation. Fan Ping felt that it would be difficult to reach an agreement. Everyone had their own selfish motives. If it was not the last resort, it would not be that easy to ask the higher-ups to give up their own country, their own territory, and their people. Unless it was really to the point where they could not defend it anymore and a large number of places were breached, these people might compromise for the sake of survival. Have they given up? Fan Ping mumbled, with some indescribable sorrow. After guarding it for so many years and sacrificing so many people's lives, are they going to give up now? If they give up now, won't the blood of the humans who died fighting in the catacombs all these years be in vain? Old Man Lee's expression was also complicated. He said in a low voice, no one wants to give up, but the situation is getting worse. This can be seen from Sino Nation. The number of catacombs in Sino Nation is increasing. 23, that's close to a quarter of the world. Although everyone thinks that it's more beneficial for us to drag it out. But now, it seems that it's not all advantages and no disadvantages. In the past, a catacomb only had one city, one every 4 years. The growth of our strength could actually offset the disadvantage of increasing catacombs entrances. But now, the catacombs are no longer fighting us with one city, but many. If this goes on, the speed of our strength growth won't be able to keep up with the advantage of opening more catacombs entrances. Old Manly said for a while, then took a deep breath and said, Also, recently there's news from the upper echelons that they're preparing to gather forces and destroy 1 or 2 catacombs. Fan Ping's expression changed. He said in shock, How many Grand Masters will die? Aren't they afraid that the catacombs will attack all at once? Under normal circumstances, the catacombs today would only be at war with one city. However, to destroy the other, it would definitely be the entire catacombs city attacking. The casualties would be incomparably heavy. If so many people died, how would they defend the other catacombs? Did Sino Nation also have to give up a part of the catacombs? Not to mention whether the powerhouses of the catacombs restricted areas would come out. It's just the news. Some people can't stand it anymore. Old Manly exhaled and said, The pressure is increasing, so much so that some people are unwilling to continue defending, continue waiting, and fight with their lives on the line, trying to see if there's a turning point. You also know that there are energy mines under the catacombs' royal city. Destroying a royal city means a huge harvest. If we destroy a catacombs' royal city, we can obtain countless energy mines and nurture many powerhouses. What these people mean is, maybe they want to go the elite route. Old Man Lee's expression turned even more grim. The so-called elite route was to give up a large number of hopeless martial artists and let these martial artists charge at the front, using their lives in exchange for a huge amount of resources to nurture powerhouses with hope. This was even crueler than breeding parasites. If such a policy was really implemented, who knew how many martial artists would die, including a large number of grandmasters and old grandmasters? These people, if they did not improve in the grandmaster realm for many years, might also become sacrifices. No, there would definitely be a batch of grandmasters who would become sacrifices. Because without grandmasters, they could not attack the catacombs and destroy the royal city. For example, MC Mayu's Lu Polu, an old grandmaster who had been stuck at rank 7 for many years. Once a war broke out, Lu Polu would definitely be enlisted. Fan Ping fell silent. No matter what he thought or said, he could not change the decision of the upper echelons. But now, it had not reached that point yet. If it really reached that point, Fan Ping did not know what kind of changes would happen. Would those martial artists who were destined to become sacrifices be willing? Perhaps they would. After so many years of bloody battles, many martial artists were prepared. Those powerhouses who came from martial arts universities and military schools, including the powerhouses in the military, had always been instilled with the idea of fighting for humanity and for the country. Back then, martial arts universities and military schools were established to weaken the strength of the sex. Today, to put it bluntly, perhaps it was to prepare for this moment, so that some people would be willing to die. Martial arts universities and military schools were both government institutions, upholding the ideals of loyalty and serving the country and the people. On the other hand, those martial artists who came from martial arts classes might not have such ideals. Of course, their strength was also weak. The government concentrated resources, subsidized martial arts universities, military schools, cultivated powerhouses in the military, and even weakened the resources and scale of the sections. These were not without purpose. Now, when it was time to fight for the country and family, would these martial artists who had been nurtured stand up? Fan Ping believed that a large number of people would stand up. Like MC Mayu's old vice-chancellor, Nanjiang's Zhang Dingnan, and MAU vice-chancellor Qin, these people would stand up when needed, even if they died in battle in a foreign land. In the end, Old Manly suddenly said, "There's one more thing. I'm afraid Tiannan's catacombs will open soon. The opening this time is different from Nanjiang's. The passageway is not stable. When Tiannan's catacombs opens, the passageway will be extremely stable in an instant. Even rank 9 powerhouses might not be able to seal the passageway. The government has already begun to gather powerhouses to prepare for the battle in Tiannan. I'm afraid the battle in Tiannan will be very tragic. Old Man Li sighed softly. If there are no accidents, Tiannan's catacombs martial artists will definitely not wait outside the passageway like Nanjiang. Instead, they will attack directly. Currently, we still don't know what the situation is like on the other side. If you have any relatives or friends over there, inform them and ask them to leave Tiannan as soon as possible. Is Tiannan's catacombs opening too? Fan Ping could not help but sigh. The situation was getting more and more difficult. When Tiannan's catacombs were breached and humans had to retreat, Fan Ping was still preparing for the Gaokao. Now, almost 2 years had passed in the blink of an eye. The opening of the passageway was indeed close at hand. Fan Ping could not help but think of Yang Jian's high school classmates. These people were still in Tiannan Martial Arts University. Of course, he thought of Wang Jinyan even more. His instructor was trapped in Tiannan's catacombs back then. When Tiannan's catacombs opened, Wang Jinyan had to go. However, Tiannan's catacombs were different from Nanjiang. Over at Nanjiang, this was the first time it opened. Most of the powerhouses on the other side did not know what was going on, and were completely unprepared. However, Tiannan had opened before and had fought with humans for many years. Over there, it was much more dangerous than Nanjiang. Moreover, Huang Jing had also mentioned that the incident in Tiannan was related to the fall of a rank 9 paragon. This made things even more complicated over there. In addition, Tiannan Martial Arts University's former vice-chancellor had become an evil sex higher-up. In short, the situation in Tiannan was extremely complicated and dangerous. The fall of a rank 9 paragon, the involvement of evil sects, the removal of human strongholds, the opening of the passageway. Before this, Fan Ping did not feel too much pressure. Of course, there was still pressure, but he felt that there was still enough time. However, now, Fan Ping felt that time was really tight. The whole world was in chaos. They even began to consider giving up a part of the area. This made Fan Ping's heart extremely depressed. How much longer until a full-scale war broke out? I'm only a rank 5. Fan Ping muttered to himself. With this kind of strength, he was only cannon fodder. No, he was not even cannon fodder. Compared to the catacomb's strength, a rank 5 like him was really not very useful. If he was not cannon fodder, then what about the other MC Mayu students? They were all ants. I have to achieve rank 7 as soon as possible. No, maybe rank 9 will be enough, Fan Ping muttered. Beside him, Old Man Li's eyes twitched slightly. He said rank 9 as if he could achieve it by eating and drinking. Fan Ping did not care what he thought and said, I don't plan to go to the catacombs before the new year. After the new year, I want to go to the Magic City catacombs. Instructor, how about you accompany me when the time comes? You can just be my support. When he ran, he could run faster if he called Old Man Li along. Old Man Li's expression stiffened slightly. He was already calling him. Was he really going to do something big? Without saying anything, Old Man Li nodded. Let's talk about it when the time comes. Fan Ping did not say anything else. Now that he knew why the Magic City powerhouses were going, he could not be bothered to care about how the higher-ups discussed it. It was all rank 8 and rank 9 who were negotiating. As a rank 5, he still had some status in MC Mayu. If he was thrown over there, who would give him a rank 5 face? He would not even have the chance to listen in. As for whether he would give up a part of the area, or give up Asia altogether, Fan Ping knew that he could not change it. Chapter 407. On the 15th of January, it was officially the 12th lunar month. On this day, Fan Ping had finally finished honing the last of his internal organs. Middle stage rank 5. After all of his internal organs had been honed, Fang Ping once again felt that he was no longer human. Under the scan of his psychic energy, his internal organs were now translucent and crystalline. The bones were golden. The internal organs were translucent and crystalline. The blood was not pure red, but the color of blood jade. Was he really human? Wealth, 73 billion, converted, vitality, 4,000 calories, 4,800 calories, mentality, 750 Hz, 839 Hz, bones honed, 177 bones, 100%, 26 bones, 90%, 3 bones, 30% plus, storage space, 4 cubic meters, plus, energy shield. 10,000 wealth/minute. In the past few days, Fang Ping had gone to the celestiality cultivation room a few times to inject celestiality, which had depleted a portion of his wealth. However, the school had not allocated the money yet, so Fang Ping was in no hurry. 600 million a month. Once he got the money, he could increase his wealth by another 600 million. Middle stage rank 5. Fang Ping's face was filled with joy. The honing this time was extremely fast. It had only been 20 days since he left the Nanjiang catacombs. The reason why it was so fast was because of the life essence from last time. After that, if he wanted to enter upper stage rank 5, he had to hone his meridians. The human body had 14 major meridians and 206 minor meridians. Once the reconstruction was complete, he would enter upper stage. Many martial artists were extremely slow at this stage. Out of the 220 meridians, he was able to reconstruct one in 3 days. This speed was considered fast, right? 660 days, which was close to 2 years, was actually a genius. Spending 2 years to go from middle stage rank 5 to upper stage was really nothing. However, to Fang Ping, that was too slow. Achieving upper stage rank 5 in 2 years? They were about to graduate. He had to think of a way to speed up the tempering process. Although Fang Ping could replenish his vitality force infinitely, there was a limit to the honing speed of vitality force. Even if he could replenish 1 meridian a day, Fang Ping could not accept it taking 220 days to achieve upper stage rank 5. It's best if I can make 10 a day and finish it in 22 days. Of course, this was just Fang Ping's beautiful fantasy. Reconstructing 10 meridians in a day was not something he could achieve even in the energy mine. Unless, he soaked in the life essence. Just as Fang Ping was fantasizing about bathing in life essence. MC Mayu Southern Area, Energy Cultivation Room. Qin Fengqing was overjoyed. Peak rank 4. He broke through to rank 4 a few days earlier than Fang Ping, at the beginning of July. And now, only half a year had passed. In half a year, he had advanced from early stage rank 4 to peak rank 4. This speed was even faster than Wang Jinyang and the others. It wasn't that Qin Fengqing was more talented than them, but that he was willing to pay the price. He had gone down to the catacombs a few times and earned quite a lot of money. Especially with Fang Ping, they had done it twice, and each time, they had earned handsomely. He had spent so much money on the energy room as a hotel. Naturally, his cultivation speed would not be slow. Wang Jinyang and the others were not as extravagant as him. Not to mention the fact that they could not earn much in the catacombs. Even if they did earn a lot, they might not be as extravagant as Qin Fenghua. Under his unrestrained extravagance, Qin Fengqing finally broke through to peak rank 4 in half a year. I'm almost at rank 5. Qin Fengqing grinned. Peak rank 4. After stabilizing for a while, he could think of a way to break through to rank 5. Once he entered rank 5, he would be at the same rank as Fang Ping and the others. That's not right. I think I'm out of money again. Qin Fengqing's expression changed slightly. Living in the energy room as his home was great, but it also cost a lot. His previous harvest in Nanjiang had been spent by his unrestrained extravagance. How do I break through to rank 5 then? Also, I'm prepared to use a lot of energy stones to release energy, to achieve liquefaction, and then break through to rank 5. This will cost a lot. Qin Fengqing suddenly felt a headache coming on. He was prepared to do what Fang Ping did, to let his celestial bridge mutate, but now it seemed that the money needed to be spent was also a huge sum. He had spent all his money, where could he get more? Don't tell me. I really have to let that guy mine my mine. The mine vein that he had found was only guarded by a rank 7. With Fang Ping's ability to hide his aura, even if he was discovered by a rank 7 monster, the probability of him running away was still extremely high. If he brought Old Manly along, he might even be able to kill that rank 7 monster. However, Qin Fengqing had always treated this mine as his personal reserve, preparing to mine at rank 6. If he contributed it, with that guy Fang Ping's personality, he would be lucky if he could get a tenth of it. Qin Fengqing's expression kept changing. Should he go with that guy or not? If he did not tell Fang Ping, he would go by himself. He was only rank 4 now. If he went against a rank 7, he would really be courting death. But if he told him, he was a little unwilling. So annoying! Qin Fengqing had a headache. Suddenly, he felt that breaking through to peak rank 4 was not that exciting anymore. However, Qin Fengqing quickly thought of something else. I submitted my resume to the Nanjian House of Governors last time. I haven't gone out these few days. I don't know if there's a reply. Thinking of this, Qin Fengqing walked out of the energy room and went straight to the dormitory. Halfway there, he coincidentally bumped into Fang Ping again. Qin Fengqing was afraid to see him now. When he saw Fang Ping, his face darkened instantly, wanting to ignore him. However, after thinking about it, Qin Fengqing felt the need to show off a little. He said, I'm finally peak rank 4. Looks like I can reach rank 5 soon. Fang Ping, rank 5 isn't just for some people. Fang Ping was about to say something too. After hearing what he said, he smiled and said, Congratulations, congratulations. You're almost rank 5. I'm also only middle stage rank 5. Looks like you're almost catching up to me. Rank 5. Middle stage? Qin Fengqing's expression changed. So fast? I'm at rank 4. Advancing a small rank is not as fast as you rank 5. Qin Fengqing's expression kept changing. Without another word, he quickened his pace and walked back hurriedly. He did not want to talk to Fang Ping anymore. Behind him, Fang Ping said slowly, Qin Fengqing, consolidate these days. It's already December. Try to nourish your 5 viscera to the extreme within a month. After the new year, I'll bring you to break through to rank 5. Humph! Qin Fengqing snorted heavily. He was still thinking of doing something to him. Fang Ping smiled and said, Stop snorting. I'm not after those mines this time. Those are nothing. I want to kill a rank 7 monster and get a divine weapon for MC Mayu. Those mines, I'll give them to you when the time comes. No one wants this stuff. If you want mines, there are plenty of them. However, it's not worth killing a rank 7 monster for no reason. Killing a monster that's occupying the mine along with it is killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Do you understand what I mean? Qin Fengqing stopped in his tracks. He turned his head and said, Really? Fang Ping laughed. Of course it's true. It's not that it's impossible to find a rank 7 monster, but think about it. If you want to kill a monster, you can only kill it alone. Your mind might be sucked dry by that monster someday. These monsters don't have the thought of sustainable development. Qin Fengqing looked conflicted. After a while he said, The mines are mine? Of course, but... Before Fang Ping could finish, Qin Fengqing's expression changed and he said, At most 20%. The monster and 20% of the mines belong to you. The rest is mine. Fang Ping chuckled and said, Qin Fengqing, what are you thinking? I don't want it. If I want it, I can just find a royal city and dig around. What I mean is that killing a rank 7 monster will definitely require a Grandmaster's help. A Grandmaster can't possibly help you for no reason, right? So, you have to at least give a portion to the Grandmaster who helps. Isn't this what you should do? Qin Fengqing struggled again. He nodded and said, That's fine, but at most half. I won't do more than that. Fang Ping nodded and said, Then I'll help you talk to him. It's not a big problem. Qin Fengqing breathed a sigh of relief. He looked at Fang Ping again. He had a feeling that Fang Ping was not so kind. Did this guy really not want it? Fang Ping saw him looking at him suspiciously. He chuckled and said, What are you looking at me for? I don't care about these things now. If I really cared, I wouldn't have lent my own energy stones to the school. Qin Fengqing, don't put your poor mentality on me. Qin Fengqing's face turned purple, but he did not say anything. Fine, you have money, you can be willful. That's the best. Without saying anything more, Qin Fengqing left quickly. Fang Ping waited for him to leave. He stared at his back with a faint smile on his face. I won't split it with you. When I know where the mine is, I'll dig a batch first and leave some residue for you. I don't need you to split it with me. Thinking of this, he thought of the resume Qin Fengqing had submitted to Nanjiang. You want to be Auspicious Sun's commander? You can do it! Fang Ping pursed his lips. Nanjiang was his hometown. Zhang Dingnan and the others were also in contact with him now. As an MCMAU student, Qin Fengqing wanted to work in Nanjiang. Nanjiang had communicated with Fang Ping immediately. Auspicious Sun was a prefecture-level city above Sun City. With Qin Fengqing's ability, if he broke through to rank 5, although he lacked experience and might not be able to become a commander, no one would reject being Auspicious Sun's deputy. Deputy Commander, or Auspicious Sun Military Region's Deputy Commander. Or they could just give him the title of Commander. It was not impossible to let the deputy handle the actual trivial matters. Nanjiang needed a large number of powerhouses to work there. Qin Fengqing's ability was not weak. There was still hope. Zhang Dingnan was actually tempted. However, Fang Ping naturally would not let this happen. He mentioned it briefly. Qin Fengqing's mother insisted that Qin Fengqing stay in MCMAU, threatening to kill herself. If Zhang Dingnan dared to accept Qin Fengqing, his mother would go to Nanjiang's House of Governors and block the door. As soon as this was said, how could Zhang Dingnan not understand Fang Ping's meaning? Not knowing whether to laugh or cry, he also gave up on this idea. Now that both parties had a lot of cooperation, there was no need to affect it because of Qin Fengqing. If Qin Fengqing went back to read the reply now, it would probably only be a rejection message. How pitiful! Nobody wants you. I'll see where you can go. Fang Ping laughed as he walked. Qin Fengqing's ability was not bad. After entering rank 5, it would not take long for him to step into rank 6. This guy was also brave. In the future, it would be quite suitable to ask him to do some more dangerous missions. In January, it was not only Fang Ping and Qin Fengqing who broke through. Chen Wolong, who was training in the military department, also officially entered rank 5 in January, becoming MCMAU's second rank 5 student. After a short period of disappearance of rank 5 students, MCMAU once again produced 2 rank 5 students. Good news came one after another. With a lot of subsidies and preferential treatment, MCMAU's other students entered rank 4 again, and there were many who entered rank 3. When Fang Ping took over the Martial Arts Society at the beginning of the semester, there were 9 rank 4 students and 51 rank 3 students. When the second Martial Arts University Championship ended, there were 14 rank 4 students and more than 150 rank 3 students. At this moment, MCMAU had 2 rank 5 students, 15 rank 4 students, and more than 200 rank 3 students. There were even more rank 2 students. It was close to the 2,000 mark. There were very few aspiring martial artists left. Only a portion of the freshman students were still aspiring martial artists. There were less than 500 of them, and they were almost there. After the new year, MCMAU would probably enter an era of full martial artists. This was almost impossible in the past. In previous years, even when the new students enrolled, a portion of the students were still aspiring martial artists. Since aspiring martial artists could not accept missions, It was difficult for them to obtain additional resources. They could only rely on time. Under Fang Ping's leadership, the loan system was opened up, and more daily missions were opened up, greatly reducing the difficulty of obtaining credits. Many aspiring martial artists chose to borrow some credits to break through and repay their debts. When they became stronger, they could naturally accept more missions. At this moment, MC Mayu had entered a period of rapid growth. Not only did the students' abilities grow, but the instructors' abilities were also increasing day by day. The number of rank 6 powerhouses had officially broken through the 30 mark. The number of rank 5 instructors was also close to 300. There were also more than 100 rank 4 instructors now. The remaining rank 3 instructors used to mainly teach cultural studies, basic courses, or other courses. Now, many of them were also trying to break through to rank 4. The energy room was now overcrowded every day. It was no longer the same as before, when Song Yingji could sit there and doze off. Many people saw the changes in MC Mayu. Fang Ping was overdrawing on MC Mayu's years of accumulation. Many people could see that. However, when they thought about the changes in the current situation, even if they knew that he was consuming MC Mayu's accumulation and overdrawing on future resources, no one in MC Mayu's upper echelons said anything, including the Department of Education. This was because Fang Ping himself did not seem to be benefiting from it. Instead, he was constantly subsidizing MC Mayu. He did not put these resources into his own pocket. He was still taking out money. Although MC Mayu said that he was borrowing it, it was obvious that they would not return it in the short term. Based on this, even if some people felt that it was inappropriate, they could not say anything. With the support of MC Mayu's upper echelons, MC Mayu's transformation was also continuing. On January 16th, the second day after Fang Ping's breakthrough, something big happened worldwide. Something very big. At least that was what ordinary people thought. On this day, no one knew what kind of agreement the human upper echelons had reached. The World Martial Arts Federation announced a brand new list. A global list. On this day, everyone was shocked. It was an extremely long list. Rank 9 Grandmaster list, Rank 8 Grandmaster list, Rank 7 Grandmaster list. There were a total of 212 powerhouses on the Rank 9 list. No one would have thought that there would be so many Rank 9 powerhouses among humans. Even if a previous list in Sino Nation showed that there were 33 Rank 9 powerhouses, that was internal. The outside world did not know about it. Many people only knew about the incomplete list on the internet. On that list, there were less than 10 Rank 9 powerhouses. According to previous estimates, there were at most 40 to 50 Rank 9 powerhouses in the world. After all, Sino Nation was currently the country with the most martial arts powerhouses. The more catacombs there were, the more powerhouses there were. Without so many powerhouses, it was impossible to guard so many catacombs entrances. However, this time, including some people in the martial arts world who knew about it, they were all shocked. More than 200 Rank 9 powerhouses. The Rank 8 list was also shocking. There were more than 500 Rank 8 powerhouses in the world. The Rank 7 list was even more terrifying. There were more than 1,000 people, and the last place was 1,600. This was the first time the human upper echelons announced such a list to the public. It was a list that shocked everyone to the point of disbelief. There were more than 2,300 Grandmaster level powerhouses in the world. And this, as far as Fang Ping knew, was not all. Of course, there were not too many hidden this time. The powerhouses that Fang Ping knew were all on the list. Even if there were hidden, there were not many. Moreover, most of them were concentrated in Rank 9, or even Rank 9 paragons. Rank 7 and 8 might not be hidden. Even if there were, it should be very few. Fang Ping was still fine. Some low-ranked martial artists were actually more shocked than ordinary people. Only when they became martial artists would they know what it meant to be a grandmaster. In the past, in everyone's impression, grandmasters were very rare. But now, reality told them that grandmasters were not that rare. It was just that they did not know about it. McMao. Following the announcement of this list, some people were shocked, some people were hopeful, and some people felt that they had seen a new world. Of course, there were also people who were furious. The Rank 8 Golden Body List. A certain fake Rank 8 was also on the list. It was probably not easy to judge this person's specific situation, but the golden body was real. Therefore, in the end, this person was on the Rank 8 list, but in terms of ranking, 525, and the total number of people on the Rank 8 list, 525 people. I'm definitely not the weakest. I can already release my mentality. Even if I'm not a real Rank 8, combat strength doesn't depend on the realm. I killed a Rank 8 when I was a Rank 6. It's not difficult to kill a few Rank 8 now. How dare they put me last? They've gone too far. They might as well put me first in Rank 7. What kind of stupid list is this? The World Martial Arts Federation? This rubbish organization is just an organization to transmit information. There's only one Rank 7 in charge. How could they have the right to publish such a list? Did they ask for my opinion? Old Manly was about to explode. Yes, he was a fake, yes, but he might as well not enter it. What was the meaning of putting him last? Of course, these three lists did not have an official ranking. It was even written at the top that it was not a ranking based on ability, it was random. But even a fool knew that random was *T. That was definitely a ranking based on ability. If it was random, why would it be from one country and then another country? Moreover, comparing it with Sino Nation's list, everyone could see that it was clearly in order of ranking. The last Rank 8 was really not as famous as the first Rank 7. No, he was not even as famous as the top 10 Rank 7. Who would look at the last place in the top 500? Old Manly was furious. Huang Jing, who was beside him, said impatiently, "That's enough. You're a fake Rank 8. It's already good enough that you can go up. Still asking for so much." Old Manly had only killed a Rank 8 powerhouse. Otherwise, based on his situation, he might not even be included. Who's a fake Rank 8? I'm a half-step Rank 8. Do you understand? Old Manly was fuming. Fake sounded so bad. Would it kill him to call it half-step? Fang Ping could not be bothered with him. At this moment, he was still looking at the list. The first Rank 9 was not the military department's Commanderly. Commanderly was ranked 3rd. There were still 2 people in front of him. After scanning for a while, Fang Ping said, "Among these 212 Rank 9s, are there 30 Rank 9 paragons?" He also saw other people's rankings. Zhao Xingwu, Rank 9 48th, Wu Chuan, Rank 9 98th. Previously, one was 8th and one was 9th. The gap seemed extremely small. However, when it came to the global ranking, Old Wu was actually ranked 98th. Even Fang Ping felt ashamed for him. Most of the other Rank 9s in Sino Nation were outside the top 100. However, the low ones were low, and the high ones were also extremely high. Commander Li was 3rd. As for the others, among the top 10, the 5th, 8th, and 9th were all Sino Nation powerhouses. In the top 10, Sino Nation occupied 4 places. From 10th to 20th, Sino Nation also had 2 people on the list. The Grand Master, who was previously ranked 7th in Sino Nation, was now ranked 35th, followed by Zhao Xingwu. The biggest difference in ranking was Wu Chuan. From Zhao Xingwu's 48th place to his 98th place directly. Obviously, the gap between both parties was not small. After hearing that, Wang Jing said, "Not necessarily. It shouldn't be a big problem for the top 10 to be Rank 9 paragons. However, I saw that the Department of Investigation Services Chief Nan is ranked 14th. Chief Nan probably hasn't reached Rank 9 paragon yet." The Department of Investigation Services Chief was previously ranked 5th in Sino Nation. He was also a top-notch magnate. However, Huang Jing had contact with him before. Judging from his aura alone, he was far from the Education Department's Zhang Tao. Zhang Tao's ability was still extremely strong. On the list, he was second only to the military department's legion. This time, he was also ranked 5th in the world. It could be seen that this was the real top-notch figure. That was true. The education department governed all the martial arts universities. If they were not strong enough, they would not be able to control the scene. In terms of the number of martial arts universities powerhouses, excluding rank 9s, just rank 7s and 8s, the military department might not be much more than the martial arts universities. That's it. Fang Ping raised his eyebrows slightly. Only the top 10 were rank 9 paragons? After all, this was the global ranking. Sino Nation only had 4 people in the top 10. Could it be that Sino Nation only had 4 rank 9 paragons? It seemed that this ranking was not too complete. Fang Ping did not look at the rank 9 ranking anymore. Instead, he looked at the rank 8 and rank 7 rankings. Wu Quishan entered the rank 8 ranking. His ranking was much higher than Old Man Li's, 129. This was the global ranking. It was not considered low. Wu Quishan was only the vice-chancellor of a university in Sino Nation. There were 1,600 people in the rank 7 ranking. Huang Jing and Lu Polo were also on the list. Lu Polo ranked 390. Huang Jing was 725. It was not considered high, but not too low either. However, in the rank 7 ranking, Fang Ping saw a familiar name that was slightly higher up. Qin Yaoting, ranked 3rd among the rank 7. In the global ranking, Qin Yaoting was actually ranked 3rd among the rank 7. He was also the strongest rank 7 in Sino Nation. This was really surprising. It seemed like the old man's ability was really quite amazing. Old Man Li was probably not his match. Old Man Li should not have too much of a problem fighting a typical rank 7. However, if he encountered Qin Yaoting, he would most likely lose. Fang Ping pointed at Qin Yaoting's name and looked at Old Man Li. Old Man Li was so angry that his face was flushed red. I can definitely beat him. Look at your grandfather. He was cursing wildly in his heart. However, Old Man Li had to admit that the current him might not be Qin Yaoting's match. Qin Yaoting aside, he was probably not a match for the top 10 rank 7s. He had to admit that this was very embarrassing and miserable. Chapter 408. In the office. Old Man Li looked furious. Huang Jing was calm and composed. Fang Ping scanned the list and said in a low voice, "They're trying to build momentum." The purpose of suddenly announcing such a list was obvious. Were thousands of grandmasters powerful? Those who did not know the details of the catacombs would not think that humans were weak. Martial artists who did not know much about the catacombs, if they were hopeless before, would have their confidence boosted now. In many people's impression, humans fighting against the catacombs were only fighting against individual cities. In a city, most people did not know about the monster plants and beasts. That was 1 rank 9, 2 or 3 rank 8s, and about 10 rank 7s. Based on this comparison of strength, Sino Nation only had about 20 rank 9 martial artists. In Sino Nation, there were 33 rank 9s on the list. As for golden body powerhouses, there were more than 100 of them. If it was the Fang Ping from the beginning, he might think that Sino Nation had the resources to fight against the catacombs. The announcement of the list was not just a simple ranking statistics. Fang Ping guessed that it was preparation for the upcoming announcement. What did the general public know? If they knew that the country was so powerful and that humans were so powerful, even if they knew about the existence of the catacombs, they might still be optimistic. They might even have the mentality of opening up a new world. Huang Jing agreed with Fang Ping's words. He nodded and said, "It's indeed building momentum. If nothing goes wrong, the catacombs will be announced to the public soon. After all, at this juncture, the safety of ordinary people can no longer be guaranteed. Moreover, knowing about the existence of a new world can also stimulate the mentality of many people to become stronger. In the past, those who are not rank 3 can't enter the catacombs. Many rank 1 and 2 martial artists think that practicing martial arts is purely for the sake of becoming a privileged class. At this time, if the existence of the catacombs is publicized, if the government gives some guidance, such as the catacombs cultivation resources everywhere, I'm afraid that a large number of casual martial artists will have new motivation to work hard to enter the catacombs and become rank 3 martial artists. Old Manly snorted. What guidance? It's still deception. Huang Jing humphed. Deception? Nowadays, many martial artists have no motivation to cultivate at all. Without benefits, who would risk their lives to cultivate? Don't tell them that if they cultivate to rank 3, they might lose their lives in the catacombs. If that's the case, do you believe that many cowardly people will not break through even if they can break through? Old Manly retorted. What's the use of these cowardly fellows becoming stronger? I'm afraid I'll wet my pants when I enter the catacombs. You can't say that. Many people are afraid in the beginning. Huang Jing laughed. Including you and me. Don't tell me you're not afraid at all when it's your first time in the catacombs? However, humans were also the race with the strongest adaptability. When faced with the crisis of life and death, the extinction of a race, and the destruction of a country, there would always be some people who would stand up. There would always be a group of people who would erupt with greater potential at this time. Whether it was for humanity or for their own lives, they would fight a bloody battle and break through their limits. Changxing, there are many people like that. You have to understand that when it comes to that stage, only a minority would be afraid to fight. The history of Cathay proved all of this. In the face of danger, most people would not resign themselves to fate. These people might only be small hooligans on ordinary days, and they might even have committed all kinds of evil deeds. However, human nature still existed in the end. It was not impossible for the prodigal son to repent and become a hero in the end. Old Manly heard that and did not refute anymore. There were people like that, whether it was in the past or now. Some of the Grandmaster powerhouses today might not have been very amazing when they were young. However, when they knew about the existence of the catacombs, many of them eventually made breakthroughs, even stepping into the Grandmaster realm. Fang Ping did not interrupt either of them. After they finished speaking, Fang Ping said, Will the rank 6 ranking list be released next? Today, the ranking list of all ranks was out. The only one that did not have it was the rank 6 ranking list. The purpose of the ranking list was to promote martial strength and strength. It was also to stimulate martial artists' desire to become stronger. There was no first place in literature, and no second place in martial arts. Martial artists still had the hot-bloodedness. No one would feel that they were inferior to others of the same rank. The appearance of the ranking list and the ranking list would make many people choose to make greater breakthroughs in the same rank. This was also what the government wanted to see. If all of them became vitality martial artists and only had a rank but no strength, then the probability of such martial artists dying in the catacombs was too high. A rank 7 might not be able to defeat some rank SIXS, but once you entered the catacombs powerhouses would not care if you were a weak rank 7 or not. If you were a rank 7, the other party would definitely send a rank 7 or even someone of a higher rank to kill you. If you were too weak, then you would be courting death. To put it more seriously, it might affect the entire war situation. Once a great war broke out, judging from the ranks alone, both sides were equal in strength. The deployment and response would also be made under the situation of equal strength. However, if the same rank weakling was quickly killed by the other party, then it would be troublesome. It would cause a chain reaction. Just like that time in the Nanjiang catacombs. Commander Zhou Dinghua was considered a powerhouse among the same rank powerhouses. That day, he resisted 3 rank 8s for a long time. However, if he was a rank 8 weakling, like Old Manly, then it would be a tragedy. He would be quickly killed by the 3 of them. Without the 3 golden bodies restraining them, the remaining rank 7s would all die. If the rank 7s and 8s were all dead, Wu Chuan would probably be surrounded and killed. Therefore, even though an individual's same rank powerhouse's strength seemed to be his own business, in reality, it affected the whole situation. The Rank 6 ranking list had not been published yet because many peak Rank 6 powerhouses were still in the catacombs. Moreover, it was unknown whether they were dead or alive. However, the government might not care about these now. They would make a ranking list first. Huang Jing thought for a while and said, "It's probably going to be published soon. The government has more information than we do. It's not impossible that the government doesn't know about some missing powerhouses." Fang Ping raised his eyebrows slightly. "Then, do they know all the information about the evil sect powerhouses?" "The evil sects don't have powerhouses on the ranking list, but there are many of them. I've seen some rank 7s and 8s. Even if they knew, they wouldn't publish it." Huang Jing shook his head. Nowadays, what humans needed was unity. How could they tell the public that a group of high-ranked powerhouses was causing internal strife? Fang Ping did not say much after hearing that. He only said regretfully, "The ranking list's determination is actually not very reliable. I didn't even get on the rank 5 ranking list. You should know that I've fought with a rank 9 in the catacombs. Which rank 5 is stronger than me?" Huang Jing shut up immediately. Could he not mention this? You fought with a rank 9? Alright, he knew a little about what happened to Fang Ping in the Nanjiang catacombs. He did fight with a rank 9. For example, from a distance of more than 10 li, fighting with a few of the other party's roots should also be considered fighting with a rank 9, right? If that was the case, back then, Li Changxing had also fought with a rank 9 when he was a rank 5. As for him, he had also fought with a rank 9 before. Because he had seen a rank 9 battle from afar, there were also aftershocks. However, Fang Ping's ability was indeed not weak. At the very least, his foundation was solid and unparalleled. As he said that, Huang Jing suddenly said, "Oh right, did you guys notice the annular solar eclipse yesterday?" Fang Ping shook his head. He did not pay much attention to it. On the other hand, Old Man Li's expression was slightly solemn. He nodded slightly and said, "I noticed it. It seems like an energy tide erupted in some areas." Huang Jing said softly, "Earth's energy concentration has increased. Yesterday's annular solar eclipse seemed to have opened up something similar to the feeling of opening up the catacombs passageway. However, a Grand Master has explored it. Other than the opening of the passageway on the island, no new passageway has appeared." Old Man Li said softly, "What I'm afraid of is, will the catacombs passageway appear in outer space?" Huang Jing's brows furrowed immediately. Fang Ping could not help but say, "It can't be, right? Are they really planning to attack Earth from outer space? If that's the case, they might as well open up more passageways on Earth. The catacombs don't have any high-tech. If they really open up a passageway in outer space, then other than high ranks, middle and low ranks won't be able to survive at all." Old Man Li said faintly, "Maybe they're planning something that we don't pay attention to. After all, it's easier to break through the humans' defense if they work together." Human powerhouses had been keeping an eye on the catacombs passageways. However, if powerhouses attacked from outer space or blended into the human world, no one might really notice them. Fang Ping frowned. This could not be prevented. Although there were a lot of satellites in every country now, a person in the universe was as small as a speck of dust. It was really difficult to notice them. Especially powerhouses, who already had strong mobility. If they had enough understanding of human technology, it would be very easy to avoid them. Rank 7 and 8 might not have much freedom in outer space. However, once they reached rank 9, Fang Ping believed that it would not be difficult for them to survive. Perhaps rank 8 would be able to do as they pleased. It was not a lie to say that their golden bodies were indestructible. We've thought about it. The powerhouses should have thought about it too. Fang Ping said nonchalantly. Moreover, I don't think it's possible to open up a passageway anywhere. If that's the case, 104 passageways would be opened in Sino Nation or other small countries. They would have collapsed long ago. I think the opening of the passageways might have something to do with life energy. Fang Ping made a casual guess. The so-called life energy. Fang Ping was referring to human life energy. From the current distribution of the catacombs' passageways were more likely to appear in places with more people. The location of the passageway connecting the two worlds might be determined based on this. Humans had guessed this a long time ago. The possibility was still not small. Huang Jing and Old Manly nodded. Perhaps. Worrying about the appearance of passageways in outer space now was also a groundless worry. This matter should be worried about the higher-ups and peerless powerhouses of every country. As they were chatting, the school administration director knocked on the door and entered. Seeing that all three of them were there, the school administration director greeted them for a while. Then, he said, "Vice-Chancellor, Dean, there's a document from the Education Ministry." "What document?" "All schools are required to report the specific information of rank 6 martial artists, cultivation progress, catacombs battle results, statistics of enemies killed." The school administration director spoke for a while, then said, "I've asked the people from the Education Ministry. It should be for the rank 6 ranking list. However, the Education Ministry has hinted that they might want to prioritize nurturing a batch of Grandmaster-level powerhouses." Fang Ping and the others were shocked. Fang Ping said quickly, "Prioritizing nurturing a batch of Grandmasters? Does this mean that the government is prepared to sponsor these rank 6 powerhouses?" "I know that the government must have a lot of good stuff. Energy stones, life essence, even some monster plant fruits. The government must have a reserve." "If that's the case, doesn't that mean we can take advantage of it?" At this point, Fang Ping said immediately, "Report all the information of MCMAU's rank 6 powerhouses. Also, make them sound more powerful. If the government really wants to prioritize nurturing a batch of people, then we'll make a huge profit." In terms of good stuff, MCMAU definitely could not compare to the government's reserve. At the moment, it was hard to say how many monster beasts and monster plants those powerhouses had killed. However, other things aside, during the capital city catacombs battle that year, when 2 cities were destroyed, there must be a lot of good stuff. The government might not have many things like the sunflower seeds from the Monster Sunflower and Monster Sunflower City, but Fang Ping guessed that they definitely had them. This was something that could increase one's mental strength. For middle and high-ranked martial artists, no matter how precious or how much vitality-replenishing pills or energy-replenishing energy stones were, they could not compare to things that could increase mentality. This was a truly rare resource, even rarer than divine weapons. Divine weapons could still be refined after killing high-ranked monster beasts and monster plants. Things that could increase mentality might not necessarily be available after killing high-ranked monsters. Huang Jing frowned slightly and said, "If that's the case, it means that the situation is indeed getting more and more tense. The government is going to use its reserve resources. However, there are many rank 6 martial artists in Sino Nation. I'm guessing that even if there are things that can help with breakthrough, there won't be too many. I just don't know how the government will choose a batch of people. Judging from their strength alone, I'm afraid that it will cause a lot of dissatisfaction. After all, some people, like some generals in the military department, have extremely dazzling battle results." Fang Ping did not care about this. After thinking for a while, he said, "Why don't we apply for me too? I think I'm going to reach rank 6 soon. If there are really benefits to be distributed and I miss it, that would be such a pity." The dean was stunned for a moment. Huang Jing and Old Manly were also speechless. "You really dared to say it?" Fang Ping said seriously. "It's true. I think it won't be long before I reach rank 6. Maybe I'll break through before the government's policies come out. If I miss those good things, wouldn't it be a pity?" Old Manly said wearily. "All right, shut up. We'll talk about it when you reach rank 6. However, I think I should be able to apply for it. After all, I'm only rank 6. Huang Jing's face darkened. The dean was completely dumbfounded. What was going on? Even Dean Li had started pretending to be a rank 6. He had not even mentioned the benefits. Old Manly said seriously, "Just get me off the rank 8 ranking. I'm a real rank 6. If there really is something that can increase mentality, it's better to give it to me than to others. Huang Jing's face darkened. Don't embarrass MC Mayu. If the outside world says you're a rank 8, then you're a rank 8. For the sake of some benefits that we don't even know if there are any, now you want to be a rank 6. What will the outside world think of MC Mayu? He glared at Old Manly, then at Fang Ping. Huang Jing was mentally exhausted. Next time, he would not talk to these two bastards about this anymore. Seeing that the dean was still waiting, Huang Jing said, just report all the information about the rank 6 martial artists in the school. Report it truthfully. If they really want to train some grandmasters, there's still hope for MC Mayu to get a few places. Others aside, Lu Fengru and Tang Feng had not broken through yet. There might be a chance. All right. Vice-Chancellor, Dean, I'll leave first. The Dean did not stay any longer. If he stayed any longer, his worldview would be ruined. Rank 5s pretending to be rank 6s. Rank 8s pretending to be rank 6s. Did they really think that the government would not review it? As soon as the dean left, Huang Jing began to chase people away. Finally, he thought for a while and said, "Get everyone back from Nanjiang before the end of the year. We can enter on a large scale now. People from other places are rushing to Nanjiang. Don't throw your life away for some benefits. This is the best way." Fang Ping nodded. It had been almost 20 days since Qingyunqi and the rest entered the catacombs. In addition, it would be the new year in less than a month. Although martial artists had great responsibilities, reunion during the new year was also a concept that most Sino nation martial artists had. Nowadays, even some catacombs that had been at war for many years knew that there would be fewer martial artists in the land of rebirth during the new year. In previous years, there were even catacombs cities that attacked during this time. However, while there were fewer martial artists, during the new year, there were more powerhouses keeping watch. Grandmaster-level powerhouses might not usually enter the catacombs. On the contrary, they would spend most of their time in the catacombs during the new year, mainly to relieve some of the martial artists stationed there. Thinking of this, Fang Ping wondered, would the martial artists stationed in the catacombs celebrate the new year? If they did, would the catacombs humans be confused? Right, did the catacombs have festivals like New Year's Eve and the New Year? Chapter 409. January 20th. Just as Fang Ping predicted, on this day, Sino Nation announced the rank 6 ranking list to the public. At this point, the ranking list for all grades was complete. Fang Ping was not on the rank 5 ranking list. He did not care too much and did not pay much attention to it. However, in the rank 6 ranking, a few people from MC Mayu had made it into the list. The middle and low ranks list was different from the high ranks list, which only listed the top 100. As for MC Mayu, quite a number of people had entered the ranking this time. Tang Feng, 6th place on the rank 6 ranking list. Lu Fengru was ranked 8th. Luo Yichuan, 37th. The peak rank 6 in charge of Magic City's catacombs, the chubby-faced old man Zhang Jianhong, was also ranked 64th on the list. Other than Old Manly, MC Mayu only had 6 peak rank SIXS at the moment, and 4 of them were on the list. The 2 peak powerhouses from the School of Liberal Arts and the School of Production were not on the list. This also meant that there were more than 100 peak rank 6 powerhouses. Tang Feng was ranked 6th, while Lu Fengru was ranked 8th. Fang Ping still had some doubts. Lu Fengru's mentality-vitality fusion was reported to the Ministry of Education. Even so, Tang Feng's ranking was still higher than Lu Fengru's. Clearly, the government had thought that Tang Feng was stronger than Lu Fengru, who had undergone mentality-vitality fusion. Was that even possible? Old Manly had said before that Tang Feng was stronger than Lu Fengru. Even without mentality-vitality fusion, Tang Feng could enter the top ranks of rank 6. Now, the experts on the ranking list obviously thought so too. Was Big Lion really that strong? 4 of them entered the rank 6 top 100 ranking, and 2 of them entered the top 10. This time, MC Mayu could be considered to have demonstrated the strength of the number 1 elite university. In the rank 6 ranking list, CCMAU also had 4 people on the list, but only one of them was in the top 10. Moreover, his ranking was not high, only 9th. Fu Changding's grandfather, Fu Guixing, was also on the list, but he was not too high up. He was a little lower than Luo Yichuan, rank 48th. Of course, being able to enter the top 100 meant that Fu Changding's grandfather was not weak. As for the rank 6 ranking list, Fang Ping had never heard of the few names before Tang Feng. It was very likely that they were old antiques. 2 from the army, 1 from the sects, and the other 2 only had names, not belonging to any faction. This meant that they were independent martial artists who had not joined any organization. Martial Arts Club. Nowadays, there were very few people in the martial arts society. They had either gone to Nanjiang or were cultivating in the southern district. At this moment, on the martial arts society's side, other than Fang Ping, the only middle-ranked idler left was Qin Fengqing. Both of them had just broken through, so they were not in a hurry to cultivate. Qin Fengqing was not in a hurry, mainly because he had spent all his credits. He had been relying on himself to absorb energy for the past few days. Both of them were idle. Although Qin Fengqing did not really like Fang Ping, he did not have many friends in school. He could not even find someone to chat with. Passing by the martial arts society, Qin Fengqing saw that Fang Ping had nothing to do, so he dropped by to take a look. Then, he would pour out his grievances. Things haven't been going well lately. Fang Ping, I suspect it's all because of you. Your bad luck has been passed on to me. Qin Fengqing sighed and smiled plainly. What did I do to you? Tell me, what's wrong with you? Qin Fengqing sighed. There were too many unlucky things. Looking for a job wasn't going well. He submitted his resume to Nanjiang, but Nanjiang didn't want him. He was so angry that he almost exploded. He joined the military, the Department of Investigation Services, the Guardian's Mansion. In the end, they were all rejected without exception. Qin Fengqing was puzzled. What was going on? He was a peak rank 4 martial artist after all. Why was he so unpopular? Previously, the Southern Guardian's Mansion had promised him. That was a promise from the rank 9 Guardian himself. It was not a problem for him to go to the Guardian's Mansion. In the end, he submitted his resume and the other party rejected him. Qin Fengqing was so angry that his liver hurt. Wu Chuan was still in Nanjiang's catacombs. He told the Southern Guardian's Mansion that the Guardian had promised him personally. In the end, the other party ignored him. Of course, Qin Fengqing was too lazy to tell Fang Ping about his job rejection. This guy would definitely laugh at him. Qin Fengqing did not talk about this. Instead, he talked about the rank 4 ranking list. He complained, I've entered peak rank 4. Are there still any rank 4 opponents for me? In the end, I'm only 96th on the ranking list. How much are they looking down on me? I, Qin Fengqing, have met countless high ranks and killed a bunch of rank SIXS. In the end, I'm only 96th. How is this ranking determined? It's complete nonsense. Do I have to challenge them one by one? Let's not talk about this. Fang Ping, you've gone too far. Why was my channel shut down about the school's credit loan? Everyone else can borrow, but I can't. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Fang Ping said seriously. I didn't do this. It's really the system's evaluation. You're too risky. Not only is it risky, but your credit is also bad. You're often overdue. You've borrowed money a few times before. It was always the platform that came to you to collect the debt. Only then did you pay back the credits. Think about it. Would they still lend it to you? Didn't I forget about it? Qin Fengqing was speechless. I'm so busy. Who would remember to pay the debt every month? I thought it was once a year. Fang Ping sneered. You forget about it when it's time to pay back the money. You're so proactive when it's time to borrow money. He could not be bothered with him. This guy deserved it for not being able to borrow money. Even if he managed to borrow it, it would be squandered in no time. After chatting for a while, Qin Fengqing thought for a while and said, "There's one more thing. It's quite unlucky. Do you remember that tigress?" "Tigress?" Fan Ping thought for a while before asking suspiciously. "You mean that Zhou Qiyu from Magic City Women University?" "Yes." Qin Fengqing sighed. "It's this woman. She's been pestering me lately. It's so annoying." The corner of Fan Ping's mouth twitched. He could not help but ask, "Pestering you? How? How else can I pester her?" Qin Fengqing said helplessly. "She sent me a message saying that she wanted to spar with me. She thinks I'm stupid." "Spar? She just wants to take the opportunity to have something happen between us. Women are all like that. If we really spar, she'll definitely pretend to be injured and ask me to send her back. She might even have to stay in the hospital and ask me to visit her every day. Women are so troublesome. Tell me, why is she pestering me?" Fan Ping did not know how to reply. The spar that Zhou Qiyu mentioned was probably a real spar, right? Shaking his head, Fan Ping did not say much. He would let Qin Fengqing worry about it himself. As the two of them were chatting, Qin Zhenhua walked in. Qin Zhenhua rarely came to the martial arts society. Fan Ping was slightly surprised to see him suddenly this time. He stood up and said, "Dean Chen, why are you here?" Qin Zhenhua felt a headache coming on. He sat down and complained, "Lion Tang is missing. Dean Li can't be found either. Vice-Chancellor Wu and Vice-Chancellor Huang are nowhere to be seen. Vice-Chancellor Liu is still recuperating. Dean Luo went to Nanjiang. Dean Hu went to capital city yesterday for business. MC Miyu is so big, but there's no one in charge now. Everything has been thrown to me. The other instructors are either in closed-door cultivation or cultivating. They're all crazy. I can't even pull them out. But now it's the end of the semester. The final assessment is coming. Can I manage thousands of students by myself? Can't the Martial Arts Society do something? It's fine if others aren't here, but you two have the time to chat. Can't you go and help?" Fan Ping was stunned. After a while he said, "Final assessment? I don't know about this. I know that MC Mayu has a final assessment, but he has not participated in it even once since he entered MC Mayu for 3 semesters. In the first semester of his freshman year, he did not participate in the assessment to prepare for the first martial arts championship. In the second semester, the assessment began. He entered the catacombs. When he came out, the assessment had already ended. Now, it was the third semester. This semester, however, no one asked him to take the assessment. Fan Ping had forgotten about this. Qin Fengqing was even worse than him. With a dumbfounded expression, he asked, "MC Mayu has a final assessment?" This time, it was Qin Zhenhua's turn to be dumbfounded. These two, were they really MC Mayu students? Fan Ping. Alright, let's not talk about Fan Ping for now. Qin Fengqing was a student who was about to graduate. Fan Ping was also stunned. "You're already a senior. You're about to graduate. You don't know that MC Mayu has a final assessment." Fan Ping knew about it, but he did not participate. Seeing the two of them looking at him, Qin Fengqing said gloomily, "Why are you looking at me? I really didn't know about it. At the end of the first and second semester of my freshman year, I had something to do at home and left early. No one told me about it. In the first semester of my sophomore year, that bastard Wang Jinyang came to provoke me. I was injured and hospitalized. In the second semester of my sophomore year, I happened to be entering rank 3, so I've been in closed-door cultivation. In my junior year, I started entering the catacombs. I'm not even in school at the end of the semester. I really didn't know that we have a final assessment." Qin Zhenhua suddenly felt very tired. He gave up. These two were more powerful than the other. One had probably forgotten about it, and the other did not know about it at all. Qin Zhenhua, who was extremely helpless, could only say, "Nonsense. Of course there is a final assessment. It's divided into martial arts assessment and social sciences assessment. Also, the school will give out some credits as rewards every year. Many students can't take on missions because of their strength, so they can only rely on the assessment to get some credits. Qin Fengqing's eyes lit up instantly. He said quickly, "Credits reward? Dean, how much are the rewards for seniors?" "Seniors? There are no rewards for seniors," Qin Zhenhua said with a faint smile. "Seniors have passed the stage where they need subsidies. Also, a lot of students are not in school, so there are no subsidies for seniors." Fang Ping did not ask about sophomores. He did not really care about this little bit of subsidies now. In the past, he would have asked and then participated in the exam. Now, however, the rewards were at most 100 or 200 credits. He really did not care too much. After hearing this, Qin Fengqing was a little disappointed. He was very poor now. He had finally found an opportunity, but there was no subsidy for seniors. In reality, at their stage, the school's subsidies were very little. When Fang Ping had just broken through to rank 4, the school had given him quite a lot of credits as subsidies. However, when he broke through to rank 5, there was no more. According to the school, the middle ranks were only subsidized once. There was no reward for rank 4 to rank 5. For martial artists in the 3 lower ranks, there was a lot of support. For the 3 middle ranks, the school meant for self-reliance. Qin Zhenhua explained, then said, "Since you guys have nothing to do, arrange for some people to help me assess the freshmen. There are more freshmen this year. Many instructors are not in school now. The others are also in a critical period. We lack manpower. You guys can help solve this." Qin Fengqing was not interested. He said disinterestedly, "I'm very busy. I need to cultivate, cut the crap." Qin Zhenhua was really having a headache now. He scolded, "You've just broken through to peak rank 4. You have the time to wander around, but you don't have the time to help the school solve a small problem? If you don't do it, I suggest that you be removed from your position as vice president of the Martial Arts Society." As soon as these words came out, Qin Fengqing wilted. He had received a lot of salary from the Martial Arts Society, and it had been paid in advance. Last time, Fang Ping withheld it. After that, in order to prepare for the second championship, he still paid it to him. Now that he had spent it all, if he was removed from his position, with Fang Ping's personality, he would definitely come to him to collect the debt. "All right then." Qin Fengqing nodded. Then, his eyes suddenly lit up. "Instructor Tang isn't in school?" "Yes. Recently, he went into the catacombs to cultivate in seclusion. The energy concentration in the catacombs was higher than on Earth. Tang Feng did not want to waste energy stones for cultivation, so he went into the Magic City catacombs a few days ago." Qin Fengqing raised his eyebrows. "Tang Wen was a freshman, right? Big Lion had beaten him up once last time. He insisted that he had blackmailed Tang Wen. It did not make sense at all. After that, he bullied him again and sent him flying once. Now, it seemed like the opportunity had come." Qin Fengqing suddenly laughed. "All right, Dean Qin, then I'll take it. It's a small matter. I'll be the examiner this once." Qin Zhenhua glanced at him. Fang Ping also looked at him. This guy seemed to be looking for trouble. When he asked if Tang Feng was in school, Fang Ping could guess what he was planning. If he could not deal with Tang Feng, then he would deal with his daughter. This was also Fang Ping's original plan. Now that Fang Ping had tricked Big Lion into supporting him fully, it was not good to continue tormenting Tang Wen. However, looking at Qin Fengqing's intentions, was he looking for trouble? Did this guy think that he had not been beaten up enough? When Tang Feng returned, he might have to deal with him again. Not caring whether this guy died or not, Fang Ping also nodded. "All right then, I'll arrange for rank 3 students in school to be in charge of assessing the freshmen." As he said that, Fang Ping thought for a while and said, "Dean Chun, if you need to cultivate, you can also put these trivial matters aside. When the rank 6 ranking list comes out, you and Dean Hu..." Qin Zhenhua's expression stiffened slightly. Don't mention this. Of the 6 peak rank 6 in MCMAU, only he and the dean of the School of Production were not on the list. It was indeed embarrassing. However, Sino Nation was so big, and there were many rank 6 martial artists. There were also some old antiques. It was understandable that he was not on the list. Fan Ping did not intend to hurt his feelings. What he meant was that peak rank 6 martial artists had a chance to become grandmasters. At this juncture, it was better to think of ways to become grandmasters. Moreover, Fan Ping suspected that if the government really wanted to subsidize rank 6 martial artists, it would probably be the powerhouses on the list. Not to mention the sects, the martial arts universities and people from the military department who were on the list were probably the targets of subsidies. If Qin Zhenhua's ability was slightly stronger, it would be best to challenge the people on the list to prepare for what came next. Fan Ping explained the situation to him. Qin Zhenhua pondered for a moment, nodded and said, "It makes sense. If there are really potions or other things that can increase mentality, it is indeed worth a try." With a plan in mind, Qin Zhenhua did not say anything more. After leaving the freshman assessment to the Martial Arts Society, Qin Zhenhua left quickly. As soon as he left, Fan Ping saw that Qin Fengqing was about to say something and said with a smile, "Qin Fengqing, this assessment task is handed over to you." Qin Fengqing was instantly overjoyed and said hurriedly, "No problem." Seeing him leave happily, Fan Ping observed a moment of silence for him. "You better take it easy." There were many children of MCMAU instructors among this batch of freshmen. Tang Feng's daughter, Luo Yichuan's son, and the children of a few rank 6 instructors were also there. If Qin Fengqing found fault in the assessment, if he was beaten to death later, he could not blame others. He asked for it. Fan Ping did not really care about the MCMAU students' end-of-term assessment. It was a group of students who were mainly aspiring martial artists and rank 1 martial artists. Rank 3 students were enough for the assessment. At this time, Fan Ping was busy communicating with NMAU, SCMAU, and CCMAU, preparing to launch the platform integration policy. This matter had already been prepared during the championship. Fan Ping wanted to collect more raw materials for MCMAU and sell them to the students from other schools. That was not the cost price, but double the price. CCMAU was fine, but the other schools had a demand. Even if it was double the price, it was still cheaper than if they bought it themselves. The other martial arts universities did not have enough pills and weapons to supply. Even CCMAU was similar to MCMAU in the past. The supply of pills was not enough to satisfy the students' cultivation needs. After the reform, the difficulty of obtaining credits in MCMAU had decreased. Even if the price was double the previous supply, it was still about the same as CCMAU's current price. If CCMAU felt that the supply of pills and weapons was not enough, it was not impossible to exchange from MCMAU. Other than that, Fan Ping was also communicating and negotiating with a few schools about combat techniques and instructors. Fan Ping was ready to turn the e-commerce platform into a modern martial arts community. Now that they had entered 2010, the 3G network had been promoted for more than a year. There were also many 3G-enabled smartphones in the market. As communication became more convenient, Fan Ping felt that martial arts communication would become easier as well. In the past, when people asked for advice on martial arts, they would communicate face-to-face, and they might not even find the person. Now, Fan Ping felt that things like video chat and voice chat on mobile phones were actually valuable, and they were not just simple chatting. Making the exchange of martial arts more convenient was a great benefit for martial artists. In addition, the government was now promoting martial arts for all. The news of the catacombs could be made public at any time, and more people would enter the martial arts world in the future. Nowadays, the general public's understanding of martial arts mainly came from martial arts training classes. There were only bits and pieces of information on the internet. While Fan Ping was preparing to build an e-commerce platform, he also wanted to build a relatively professional martial arts community. The government was actually doing this, but most of the time, the government might not be better than the private sector. When I first entered the school, I wanted to be the biggest martial arts resource distributor. Now, it seems like it might not be impossible. Fan Ping could not help but feel a sense of accomplishment after communicating with the various schools. Some of the fantasies of the past were no longer fantasies. He had already started to take the first step. As for the delivery company, Fan Ping felt that maybe one day delivery to the catacombs was not a fantasy. I still need to have dreams, or else I'll be no different from a salted fish. As Fan Ping was busy, New Year's Eve was approaching. MC Mayu was about to start its winter break. On the 28th of January, the batch of students and instructors who went to Nanjiang returned. Chapter 410. The trip to the Nanjiang catacombs had been relatively safe because it was the first time both parties had encountered each other. However, once they entered the catacombs, there was no such thing as a foolproof plan. This time, there was still a situation where the number of people was reduced. An instructor and a student were ambushed by a peak rank 4 monster when they were mining the mineral veins. The others were further away and could not rescue them in time. Both of them were killed almost instantly in the mine tunnel. It was hard to blame anyone when they encountered such an unexpected situation. Luo Yichuan, who was leading the team, was on guard at the time. The monster hid very well in the beginning. Luo Yichuan's mentality had not reached the stage where he could release it, so he did not sense it. When they arrived, they were already dead. Encountering such a situation, they could only resign themselves to fate. They were used to seeing death. This time, 2 people died. Everyone might feel sad, but it was not to the extent of being too sad. Treating every trip to the catacombs as a final farewell was a martial artist's philosophy. If there were too many casualties, everyone would not be able to accept it. If the casualties were within a reasonable range, other than family and friends who would be sad, everyone else would be sad for a while. Because many of them were injured, Fan Ping and the others who were still in school did not do too much formality. Those who needed to heal healed, those who needed to cultivate cultivated. This time, everyone had gained a lot in the catacombs. After some time, after digesting what they had gained this time, this batch of instructors and students would improve their strength. Furthermore, this time, everyone had experienced many battles. Many of the students seemed to be much more mature and steady than before. As for the others, some were healing, some were resting. After they had all left, Fan Ping glanced at Qinyunxi, who had not left. He could not help but rub his temples, smiling. Congratulations! Qinyunxi, who had only broken through to upper stage rank 3 in mid-December, had actually broken through to peak rank 3 this time. This speed was extremely fast. Qinyunxi broke into a smile. She could not hide her excitement. It's all because you gave life essence last time. Fan Ping coughed softly and interrupted her. He felt that next time, he should use the term energy essence to define that thing. If anyone mentioned life essence to him again, he would be angry with them. However, Qinyunxi's breakthrough indeed had a lot to do with energy essence. Although Fan Ping did not give her much last time, Qinyunxi was only at rank 3. From upper stage to peak rank 3, she did not hone her bones. She only needed to achieve unity of fist force. With the help of the energy essence, Qinyunxi had fought many times with the enemies in the catacombs. Soon, she had crossed the threshold and stepped into peak rank 3. From the looks of it, maybe you'll break through to rank 4 earlier than Han Su. Before Fan Ping could finish his sentence, Qinyunxi said softly, "Let's not talk about others. Fan Ping, it's almost New Year. How are you going to spend it?" Fan Ping was speechless. "How else can I live? Live normally." "No. That's not what I meant." Although Qinyunxi was usually reserved and shy, she was extremely bold at this moment. She whispered, "I mean, if it's the new year. After the new year, I'll go to Nanjiang to play. What do you think?" Fan Ping coughed lightly. "I'll be returning to Magic City after the new year. I still have things to do." "You've just come back, you should go back and rest early." Oh, then what hobbies do Uncle, Auntie, and Sister Fang Yuan have? I'll buy some gifts. Can you deliver them for me? When Fang Ping heard this, he suddenly laughed. Hobbies? Fang Yuan likes money. Why don't you give her some? Qin Yunxi was stunned. She had met Fang Yuan before. Fang Yuan had also come to MC Meiyu twice before. However, this hobby that Fang Ping mentioned was so special. No, it was not special. Fang Ping seemed to like money a lot in the past. Fang Ping was joking, but Qin Yunxi pondered for a while. She blinked and nodded. I know. What do Uncle and Auntie like? Fang Ping looked at her deeply for a while. He said softly, Don't worry about these things. Work hard on your cultivation. The situation is getting worse. You've just come out of the catacombs, so I'm afraid you don't understand it too well. If nothing goes wrong, a great war will break out in the next few years. When that time comes, martial artists below the high ranks will all be cannon fodder. If you and I were normal people, we could ignore all these. If the sky falls, the tall ones will hold it up. But you and I are not. At the very least, I won't sit and wait for disaster to come. Qin Yunxi bit her lip. After a while, she nodded again. I know. I'm too stubborn. Fang Ping, I won't disturb your cultivation. Fang Ping was tired. Women were just like Qin Fengqing said. Troublesome. Forget it. He was too lazy to continue talking. Whatever had to be done, he would do it. Fang Ping did not care about Qin Yunxi anymore. Just like what she said, Qin Yunxi did not show too much. At this moment, she was also seizing the time to cultivate, preparing to break through to rank 4. When these people came back, it was already the 14th of December. At this time, normal universities had already started their winter break. In MC Meiyu, according to the curriculum, it had also entered the holidays. However, this year, there were very few people who left early. The energy cultivation room and the vitality pool were almost full every day. Some students did not plan to go back for the new year this year. They did not plan to go back, but Fang Ping did. He planned to enter the Magic City catacombs after the new year. Throughout the year, it was rare for him to go home a few times. Even during the summer break, he was still on the northbound road. Every time he went home, he passed by in a hurry. When the new year came, Fang Ping still preferred to spend the new year at home. He did not want to travel all the time and make his family worry. On the 1st of February, the 18th of December, Fang Ping had also settled the school's affairs. The issue of the platform integration had also been confirmed, and it would only be started next semester. After settling all these, Fang Ping packed up and prepared to go home. In the end, when he was about to go home, Li Qing's call forced Fang Ping to delay for a while to go to the company to settle some matters. Distance Company did not seem to be providing as much help to Fang Ping as he had expected. However, Fang Ping did not plan to give up. Now, Distance Company was expanding to the whole country. Express delivery takeout platform. In Fang Ping's opinion, they still complemented each other. When the e-commerce platform completed its expansion, there might be a time when it would be useful. Moreover, at this moment, Fang Ping had also thought it through. As the situation worsened and technology advanced, once the whole nation really practiced martial arts, then everyone's time would be even tighter. At this time, it would be an opportunity for takeout delivery. Some people, in order to cultivate, might not even have time to go out to eat. But they still had to eat. Before reaching the middle ranks, it was still very necessary to eat. Even at this moment, Fang Ping would not completely give up the habit of eating. Even if he did not eat for a month, he would not feel hungry. In January, the school also gave Fang Ping 600 million as a fee for providing celestiality. This time, Fang Ping did not waste it, throwing it all to Distance Company. Last time, he sold shares of the ordering platform, but no one else had shares in the takeout delivery and express delivery network. Fang Ping now had money, and he did not need it much, so he invested it in the company to try. If it could really develop and grow, in the future, it might also provide him with tens of billions of wealth. That was not a small amount. The next time the system upgraded, it might be hundreds of billions of wealth. Fan Ping felt that if he wanted to earn hundreds of billions of wealth, it would still be very difficult. Even mining. It was not like there were mines everywhere for him to dig. Mining in the royal city sounded easy, but the royal city's mine veins were extremely well protected. That was walking a tightrope with the risk of being discovered by a rank 9. A little carelessness, and he would lose his life. Unless there was no other way, or if he had a foolproof plan, Fan Ping would not rashly go mining. After settling the company's matters, it was already February 3rd. On this day, Fan Ping decided to go home. Before going home, Fan Ping originally planned to meet with Qin Fengqin, to remind him to return early after the new year. In the end, he did not find him. After asking around for a while, Fan Ping found out that Qin Fengqin was hiding somewhere. Tang Feng was back. Not only Tang Feng, but Luo Yichuan had also returned to school. During the freshman year's final exam, Qin Fengqin used a chicken feather as a token of authority, satisfying the craving of being an examiner. This person had almost forgotten what his surname was once he grasped all the power in his hands. During the exam, Qin Fengqin made things difficult for a few freshman students many times. Among them, Tang Wen was the main target of his retaliation. The freshman year's final exam was originally only to test vitality, pole standing progress, and basic combat techniques. For Tang Wen, who had already stepped into rank 2, this was child's play. However, Qin Fengqin insisted on adding an actual combat assessment, saying that he wanted to test everyone's true combat level. This shameless guy personally went up to do the assessment. He was a peak rank 4 martial artist. Even if he stood there and let Tang Wen hit him, Tang Wen might not be able to do anything to him. In the end, Qin Fengqin was not the kind of Mr. Nice Guy who would let others hit him. This guy took the opportunity to beat Tang Wen up. At that time, it was extremely satisfying, and he felt that he had taken his revenge. At the same time, he also beat up a few other freshman genius martial artists. He always felt that these freshman geniuses were too arrogant and needed more polishing. In the end, he changed the assessment content carelessly, and even beat up a few low-ranked martial artists. Before Qing Zhenhua could find him to settle the score, Tang Feng and Luo Yichuan returned one after another. Knowing that Qin Fengqin was a shameless guy who bullied the weak and used his power to bully others, the two of them were angry and went around looking for him to settle the score. Qin Fengqin was not stupid this time. He knew that there would be trouble, so he ran away in advance. No one knew where this guy went. Maybe he had already gone back to his hometown for the new year. They could not even get through to him on the phone. Fan Ping had already expected this, but he did not expect Qin Fengqin to personally beat someone up. He thought that Qin Fengqin would increase the assessment difficulty for Tang Wen, just to make things difficult for her. He did not expect Qin Fengqin to be so straightforward and just beat her up. Fan Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. This guy was really narrow-minded. Unable to find him, Fan Ping did not continue looking. He would try to call him later. This guy could not hide for long. Without resources to cultivate, he was even more anxious than Fan Ping. He would show up sooner or later. Before leaving, Fan Ping met Qin downstairs in the dormitory building. Qin, who had not gone back yet, had purposely waited for him here. She had even brought him a gift. There were 3 gifts. 2 of them were for his parents. They were not 2 special gifts, just ordinary daily necessities. The 3rd gift was for Fang Yuan. This gift was done with all her heart. It was a cute crystal doll with a round face. The key was not that, but the doll was holding a huge gold ingot in its hand. Fan Ping waited in his hand. After a while, he did not know whether to laugh or cry. Is this real gold? The gold ingot was made of real gold. Qin smiled and nodded. She said, "Don't you think it's cute? I think Sister Fang Yuan will definitely like it." Fan Ping smiled bitterly. "I think she will like it too. It might not be because she liked this cute doll. The key was that the ingot was made of gold, and the doll itself was made of natural crystal. This cartoon doll was not cheap to make. Of course, for martial artists, especially for Qingyunqi's family, which had a grandmaster who was about to enter rank 8, this was not a big deal. Not to mention her family's financial situation, even Qingyunqi herself had gained a lot from her trip to the Nanjiang catacombs. Fan Ping stuffed the doll into the box, smiling and shaking his head. Fan Yuan would be overjoyed if she got it right. He did not reject it. He stuffed the things into the car, thought for a while, and said, "I won't give you anything. As for Vice-Chancellor Chen and your parents, please send my regards, okay? Be careful on the way." Qingyunqi did not mind. She waved and watched Fan Ping get into the car. Fan Ping got into the car and drove away. Not long after, Fan Ping drove away from MC Meiyu. Somewhere in Nanjiang. In an ordinary residential building, in a small house, there were a few men and women gathered at the moment. One of the middle-aged men hung up the phone and said lightly, "Fan Ping has left MC Meiyu." "Sir, are we really going to attack Fan Ping?" As soon as the middle-aged man finished speaking, an old man beside him frowned slightly. When he saw the middle-aged man looking at him, he bowed slightly and said, "Fan Ping is only a rank 5 martial artist. He has no influence on the overall situation. If we attack him rashly and draw out a few of MC Meiyu's grandmaster powerhouses, I think the losses outweigh the gains." The middle-aged man said coldly, "Fan Ping is not a dispensable existence. It was because of him that a few of our divine sect's Lord Guardians were killed. The divine sect will never forget this. As for Fan Ping himself, this time in the Nanjiang catacombs, he played a huge role and influence. Li Changxing and Lu Polu are both from MC Meiyu. Without Fan Ping's help, these two might not have helped Nanjiang." In the end, Li Changxing killed a rank 8 martial artist, causing the situation in the Nanjiang catacombs to change. The old man was a little hesitant, but after a moment, he still said, "I'm worried that if we kill Fan Ping, MC Meiyu will become our enemy. Right now, MC Meiyu only cares about Magic City. The Grandmaster powerhouses in the university don't care about other things. Besides, sir, our goal is not to kill or injure human powerhouses, but—" The old man had not finished his sentence when the middle-aged man's expression turned cold instantly. He said coldly, "What are you questioning? The divine sect and the catacombs are not on the same side. The divine sect's goal is also to resist the catacombs' invasion. But now, some stubborn people are preventing us from completely eliminating the catacombs' threat. It's all because of these people that there are more and more passageways and territories that are connected. If we had implemented the divine sect's strategy earlier, targeting one of the territories and completely connecting the world barrier between Earth and one of the territories, then the suppression of the rules would no longer exist. We can totally enter the catacombs world through one of the territories and slaughter those catacombs powerhouses, completely annihilating them. And not like now, constantly being nibbled away by others." Everyone did not say anything else. The old man who questioned earlier was silent for a while, then said again, "Sir, the Pope once said that humans' life energy and vitality force are absorbed in large amounts by the passageways. Only then can we connect and expand these territory passageways and completely integrate them." The old man did not say anything doubtful, but his meaning was clear. The middle-aged man looked at him coldly and said, "Of course it's true. Sacrificing some people to completely connect the world barrier is feasible. Are you questioning the Pope's words? Do you know why the more people there are, the more likely it is that a passageway will appear? Because as long as humans are alive, they will constantly emit vitality force. This is the catalyst for the opening of the passageway. The world passageway doesn't exist in the first place, but because there are too many people, the vitality force produced is too strong and overflows into the void, triggering the opening of the passageway. Therefore, some people must be sacrificed, not only to completely connect the world barrier, but also to reduce the chances of other passageways opening. You may think that it's cruel, but compared to the survival of mankind, the death of some people will allow the survival of others to be better. Completely opening up a realm and letting martial practitioners and ordinary people fight in that realm. Even if they died, it would only affect that realm, not the whole world. The stubborn people were not unaware of all this, but they still chose the stupidest method, which was to let Earth be constantly nibbled away. If this continued, mankind would be destroyed by their hands sooner or later. People like Li Changxing are hailed as heroes of mankind, but little do they know that it is precisely because of the existence of these idiots that mankind's situation is getting more and more difficult. If these idiots are willing to sacrifice for mankind, then let them die in the catacombs. As for Fan Ping, not only did he join forces with Zhang Dingnan and the rest to lure and kill the divine sex guardian, he himself is also a stubborn person. No, the martial arts university instructors and students are all stubborn people. It is because of them that the seemingly great sacrifice is actually fishing for fame, making mankind more and more dangerous, more and more difficult. Now, before a full-scale war breaks out, we must completely open one or a few passageways, connecting the boundaries. Move the humans from other areas to these boundaries. Without humans living, the passageways may close automatically. Perhaps? The old man murmured. These words obviously meant that he was not sure. This was gambling with the future of mankind. The old man's murmur made the middle-aged man's gaze turn colder. Even you are starting to doubt. Are you starting to waver? Sooner or later, you will understand that the divine sect is the true savior of mankind. For the sake of mankind, why can't we sacrifice some people? Nowadays, those stubborn people are also prepared to sacrifice some people to buy time for mankind, aren't they? However, those stupid fellows have not learned their lesson. Ordinary people are the ones who should be sacrificed the most. If 90% of mankind died and 10% of the elites were left, they would be better off than they are now. Instead of letting elite martial artists be sacrificed like now. This is the most stupid policy in 100 years. A large number of mankind's hopes have been buried in the catacombs by these idiots. And what kind of people are they feeding? Those mediocre people who only know how to eat, drink, poop, and sleep, enjoying peace and stability, and still complaining about the injustice of society. If someone has to die, it should be these people who die first, not them. Thoughts flashed through the middle-aged man's mind. Finally, the indifference on his face dissipated, and he said softly, "No matter what, we must kill Fan Ping. In Magic City, it is not convenient for us to make a move. But in Nanjiang, there are not many powerhouses in Nanjiang now. Of course, it is not convenient for the Lord Guardians to make a move this time. It is easy to be targeted. Leave the task of killing Fan Ping to us. Fan Ping is very strong. This can be seen in the championship. After breaking through rank 5, he may be comparable to a peak rank 5 martial artist. Therefore, this time, I will make a move personally. Protector Jing and Protector Mei, follow me." As soon as he said that, everyone in the house was a little surprised. The middle-aged man was a peak rank 6 powerhouse. Of the two protectors whose names were called, the old man was also a rank 6 powerhouse. To kill a young man who had just entered rank 5, one of them was a peak rank 6 and 2 rank SIXS. Under the circumstances that no high ranks were involved, it was already extremely important. Last time, to kill Fan Ping, they sent out high ranks, which resulted in many high ranks dying in battle. Nowadays, the higher-ups of mankind were keeping a close eye on them. Sending out high ranks would also easily attract attention. Under this premise, 3 rank SIXS killing a martial artist who had just entered rank 5 was already thinking highly of Fan Ping. The middle-aged man had already made his decision. Even he himself was going to make a move personally. The old man did not say anything more. He only said slightly hesitantly, "Do we do it in Sun City?" The middle-aged man nodded. In Sun City, Fan Ping would not run. At least, he would not run unless he was in despair. That was because his family was there. In other places, if a rank 5 martial artist was determined to escape, even a rank 6 might not be able to kill him easily. Of course, it would be best if Fang Ping's family did not die so easily. If they died, Fang Ping would have no worries, and it would be difficult to kill him. If he escaped back to Magic City, killing Fang Ping in Magic City was not their goal. As he thought about it, the middle-aged man said again, "Take action on New Year's Eve!" On that day, a large number of powerhouses would enter the catacombs to guard the catacombs. After they killed Fang Ping, they could also maximize their safety and escape quickly. This time, Fang Ping must die. Chapter 411. Sun City. It was already the 20th of the 12th lunar month when Fang Ping returned. The festive atmosphere of a small city was much stronger than that of a big city. The streets and alleys of a small Sun City were filled with people. Fang Ping did not tell anyone that he was back. He had received many calls even before he reached home. In Nanjiang, the House of Governors had asked about Fang Ping's itinerary. In other words, the House of Governors was prepared to send him some festive gifts. Fang Ping wanted some peace and quiet when he returned home, so he rejected their good intentions. Other than the House of Governors, people called from Sun City and auspicious Sun City. A few of his high school classmates also called to ask if he was coming back for the new year. Fang Ping's reputation had risen since the second martial arts university championship. He was no longer the minor celebrity he once was. Now, he was known as the #1 person in Sino Nation Martial Arts University. Although this title was limited to students, being the #1 in the country was still a well-known title. Scenic Lake Gardens. Fang Ping opened the door and entered. Fan Yuan, who was lying on the sofa watching TV, poked her head out and looked at him. Then, she retracted her head and continued watching TV. Fang Ping was stunned for a moment. Was this girl seeing things? "Your brother is back." "Gundun? Humph! Fan Yuan, your brother is back. Didn't you see him?" "I saw him." "Then why are you ignoring me, you stupid girl?" Fan Yuan poked her head out again and said angrily, "I don't want to talk to you. You lied to me." Fang Ping's heart skipped a beat. Who told this girl? Had his talent been exposed? As he thought about it, Fan Yuan pouted and said pitifully, "You said my talent could increase, and you even gave me medicine to increase it. But it's been so many days and my talent hasn't increased at all. Now my vitality is stuck at 179 calories. Fang Ping, you big liar." Fang Ping was stunned for a moment before he realized what she was talking about. He was speechless and said impatiently, "Nonsense. Isn't this normal? 180 calories twice honed. You're stuck here. It means my talent is still too low." Her words made sense. Fang Ping could not refute her. He changed his shoes and entered the house, smiling. "What's the rush? It's normal to be stuck for a while when you hit a bottleneck. But your twice honing shouldn't be a problem. You'll probably be fine in a few days." Although twice honing had a requirement for talent, it was not too high. Usually, the children of powerhouses could be twice honed. Was it because the children of the strong were more talented? That may not be the case. Twice honing was different from thrice honing. If he was willing to spend money, it was not impossible to throw it in. Of course, there was a limit to the human body. Some people really couldn't hit it. However, since Fan Yuan was able to reach the hurdle of 179 calories, twice honing should not be too difficult. This girl's progress was slightly faster than Fang Ping had expected. Fang Ping had thought that the girl would only be able to complete her twice honing at the end of her first year of high school. It had only been a semester. However, this also had something to do with the recent increase in energy concentration in Sun City. Nowadays, humans cultivated much faster than before. Many ordinary people could reach 110 calories and above in vitality just by standing a little closer to the passageway without taking any pills. In the past 2 years, students with 110 calories had been the talk of the town. Fan Yuan seemed to be in a better mood after hearing Fang Ping's words. She rested her head on the sofa and asked uncertainly, "Can I really twice hone?" "Of course." Fang Ping chuckled and went forward to pat her head. He grinned and said, "What a big pig head, you're the pig head." Fan Yuan rolled her eyes at him. Her mood improved, and her smile returned. She said happily, "Fang Ping, does that mean I'll be a martial artist soon?" "I don't know," Fang Ping said casually. He looked around and asked, "Where's Mom and Dad?" "Dad's still at work. Mom went shopping with Auntie Chin and the others." Fan Yuan suddenly saw the gift bag that Fang Ping had placed at the side. Seeing that Fang Ping had gone to pour tea, Fan Yuan sneakily poked her head out to take a look. Then, she hurriedly opened the gift. When she opened the gift box that contained the Yuan Bao doll, Fan Yuan's eyes widened. "It's so cute!" She turned her head to look at Fang Ping, who was still pouring water in the kitchen. Fan Yuan suppressed her joy and said, "Brother, did you bring me a gift this time?" "I forgot. Maybe next time. Why don't we go to the supermarket to buy some for you during the new year?" "Oh, someone asked me to bring some gifts for a friend." "Don't touch them. It'll be hard to explain if you ruin the packaging." "A friend's?" Fan Yuan was stunned. She stared at the crystal doll in her hand and said gloomily, "You didn't bring me a gift? We're family. I can buy one whenever I want." "But..." Fan Yuan looked at the exquisite doll in her hand and then at the golden Yuan Bao in her arms. The more she looked at it, the more she liked it. Moreover, this doll looked very much like her. "Seriously, brother. I thought he bought it for me." Fan Yuan was unhappy. She stuffed the doll into the gift bag and pouted without saying anything. Out of sight, out of mind. In the kitchen, Fang Ping grinned. He entered the living room with a cup of tea in hand. Seeing that Fan Yuan had returned to her angry state, he chuckled. "Are you angry?" "No. Look at you. You're almost a martial artist. Why don't you have any self-control?" After teasing his sister for a while, Fang Ping was in a good mood. He chuckled. "All right, I was just joking. The gift is for you. Do you like it?" "Really?" Fan Yuan felt like she was on a roller coaster. She hurriedly took out the doll. Fang Ping chuckled. "Girl, I'm not done yet. Do you see that golden Yuan Bao? It's real gold." "Gold?" Fan Yuan's eyes curved into crescents. She suddenly coughed softly and regained her composure. She said calmly, "I only like the doll's appearance. I don't like gold at all." Fang Ping sneered. Fan Yuan looked embarrassed. "It's true. I'm rich now. I don't care about gold." "You? How much money do you have? Tell me." "I'm not telling you." Fan Yuan looked proud. "I'm rich now." Now, she had really started a big business. Yuan Ping Club had even started Yuan Ping Company. Now, she had businesses all over Sun City. 5 stationery stores and 3 snack stores. She was about to open her 9th chain store. Fan Yuan had spent all her money. A few rich people from Yuan Ping Club had also invested a portion of the money to open Yuan Ping Corporation. Although they were not earning much at the moment, Fan Yuan believed that they would make a lot of money sooner or later. Initially, she wanted to start another business, but after some thought, she gave up. She was a little scared. Someone had leaked the news, but a few days ago, many people had approached her, wanting to start a company with her. These people had hundreds of millions in cash. They wanted to partner with her to open a martial arts dojo, do other things with her, and even develop real estate. Fan Yuan did not even have to fork out any money. As long as she was in the company, she could earn a huge sum of dividends every year. She could even get a lot of shares. After a while, Fan Yuan did not dare to say that she wanted to start a company. In the end, she was unwilling to give up and opened a few small shops. They were not big enough, but there were enough of them. She was already the boss of 8 shops. Fan Yuan was overjoyed. Fang Ping smiled and did not say anything else. "Do you really think I don't know?" He did not really care about this in Magic City, but his father was still at home. As the deputy director of Sun City's municipal government office, Old Fawn did not get promoted this time, but his treatment had increased. He could enjoy the benefits of a full-time employee. His daughter was in Sun City. How could she hide something from him? As soon as the shops opened, Fan Ping heard the news from his father. Even so, Fan Ping was too lazy to care. The few shops this girl had opened were not even enough for her to produce and sell on her own. The Yuan Ping Club students bought stationery and snacks from these few shops, and they even had to give discounts to their own people. What kind of money could they earn? Fan Ping did not expose her, and Fan Yuan did not want to flaunt her wealth. At least, she was not as rich as her brother. It would be a blow to her. She played with the doll in her hands. The more she looked at it, the more she liked it. She giggled. Fan Ping, you're really generous this time. I thought you would buy me a few new clothes at most. Fan Ping chuckled. If it were me, I wouldn't want to buy anything. If I want to buy something, I'll buy it myself. Someone else gave it to you. Someone else? Fan Yuan was stunned. Then, she asked in surprise, a guy or a girl? A girl. You're in a relationship? Fan Yuan was shocked. She said in disbelief. You can find a girlfriend too? Fan Ping felt bad when he heard that. He said with a dark expression, What do you mean? I, your brother, am the center of attraction. Which girl doesn't like me? Why does it sound like no one wants me when you say it? Did this girl know how to speak? Fan Yuan shook her head hurriedly. No, I mean, I think it'll be hard for you to find a girlfriend. Although she said that, Fan Yuan said sourly, Who's that girl? Brother, now that you've found a girlfriend, are you not going home anymore? You're not going to buy me a present? Also, is that girl ugly? Why are you in such a hurry to find a girlfriend? You don't even know her. Why don't you wait a few more years? Many of my friends are very beautiful. It'll be nice to have someone I know as my girlfriend. It'll be nice to have someone from Yuan Ping Club as my sister-in-law. In the future, I'll still be in charge of the Fan family. Fan Ping could not be bothered with her. He chuckled. Don't talk nonsense. What girlfriend? Friends. Female friends. Do you understand? Fan Ping did not say much. He quickly changed the topic. While I'm at home these few days, cultivate well. See if you can complete the twice honing. She had completed the twice honing. 3 honing was probably out of the question. This girl should be able to officially become a martial artist soon. However, Fan Ping looked at her tiny head and said, Don't be in a hurry to break through even if you've completed the twice honing. Wait a little longer. If one broke through to martial artist too early, their bones would really be set in place. This girl was only so tall now. Although Fan Ping thought she was cute, if she really became a dwarf, she would look ugly. Girls at this age grew quickly. When they were almost there, it did not matter if their bones were set in place. As for her appearance, baby fat, and small round face, these had nothing to do with her bones. He would let this girl grow however she wanted. The siblings chatted. Not long after, Li Yuan came back from shopping, carrying a few bags of things. Fan Mingrong came back early that night. He asked a few simple questions about Fan Ping's life in school, but Fan Mingrong did not say much. Although he did not ask in detail, it did not mean that Fan Mingrong knew nothing. At least he knew one thing. A few days ago, his son had become the Secretary General of Magic City Martial Arts University's School Council. This was a semi-official matter. People from other places might not have noticed. However, in Sun City, there were still many people who were concerned about Fan Ping's situation. When the news of Fan Ping becoming the Secretary General of MCMAU's School Council came out, the entire city government was talking about it. When Sun City's commander Bai Jishan met Fan Mingrong, he half-jokingly said that he would have to call Fan Ping leader when he met him in the future. This was not a joke. According to the administrative level, MC Mayu was on the same level as the House of Governors. The school council was MC Mayu's core organization. Other than the vice-chancellor, the other members of the school council were similar in status to the other deputy governors in Nanjiang's House of Governors. According to rank, Fan Ping was a few ranks higher than Bai Jinshan. Fan Ping was not a good analogy, but the other person was Bai Jinshan's superior, Wang Jinyang, who was the real deputy governor. Wang Jinyang had lost to Fan Ping before, and NMAU was not much better than MC Mayu. Based on this, Fan Ping's status was even higher. The small Sun City had produced two young prodigies. Recently, Bai Jinshan's hair had almost turned white from worry. This was both a good and a bad thing. The good thing was that Sun City was famous, and they had more confidence. The bad thing was that Sun City was famous, and its status was high. He, a peak rank 3 commander, seemed too weak. Originally, it was not bad for a county-level city's commander to reach peak rank 3. Now, however, he seemed too weak. Fan Ping could not care less about Bai Jinshan's matters, and he would not care. Whoever became Sun City's commander had little to do with him, as long as it was not that idiot Qin Fengqin. During dinner, Fan Yuan told his parents that the gift Fan Ping brought back was not bought by him, but by a girl. This made his parents ask about it for a while. Fan Ping did not hide it from them. Of course, he did not say much, just briefly mentioning Qinyunqi. Fan Ping did not stand out too much when he returned to Sun City. He went home for peace and quiet, and he did not want to be disturbed. Even when Wu Zhihao mentioned the class reunion, Fan Ping politely declined. It was okay to meet up once before he left, but not now. During the few days at home, while his parents prepared for the new year, Fan Ping did not idle. He honed his meridians and cultivated combat techniques while guiding Fan Yuan's cultivation. His meridian honing speed was not too slow. These days, Fan Ping had already honed 4 of his 14 main meridians, which was considered extremely fast. It had only been less than 20 days since he broke through on the 15th. The difficulty of honing main meridians was slightly higher than minor meridians. Reshaping meridians was also a work of effort. 1 main meridian in 5 days was considered fast. If this continued, he could completely reshape his main meridians in 2 months. 206 minor meridians, the speed should be even faster. Maybe 10 months would be enough. However, in the past year, Fan Ping was less motivated to cultivate. These days, his main focus was on combat techniques, including the cultivation of half-golden body. The difficulty of cultivating half-golden body was slightly lower. Fan Ping only needed to use large amounts of vitality to constantly cleanse his flesh and meridians. He did not need to care too much about other things. February 6th, 23rd of the 12th lunar month. Wang Jinyang, who did not come back for the new year last year, returned to Sun City this year. Like Fan Ping, Wang Jinyang kept a low profile when he came back. Fan Ping knew that he was back, but the two of them did not meet up. New Year's Eve was approaching. It would not be too late to meet up and talk after the new year. In the next few days, the New Year atmosphere in Sun City grew stronger. The Fan family was also immersed in celebration. With Fan Yuan at home, it could not be lonely. This girl was busy everywhere. When Fan Ping arrived home, he had to listen to her, and was ordered around. For example, cleaning was Fan Ping's responsibility. There was no other reason. Fan Ping could fly. Fan Ping was the most suitable person for cleaning windows. Fan Yuan even suggested that Fan Ping should take advantage of the new year to open a cleaning company to help people clean. Fan Ping almost squeezed her face into a steamed bun. Asking a rank 5 powerhouse to clean? How could this girl say that? Busy, Fan Ping threw the catacombs matters and MC Mayu matters to the back of his mind. Before he became a martial artist, he only thought about becoming a martial artist, about becoming a Superman. When he became a real martial artist and learned about the catacombs, the pressure followed. Although Fan Ping usually appeared relaxed, in reality, he had always been under a lot of pressure. He did not worry about the future of mankind. That was not his responsibility, at least not now. He did not have the right to do so. He did it for himself, for his family, for his friends. The catacombs' passageways kept opening, and the threat grew. Before the two sides entered a full-scale war, if he did not have the strength, he could not even protect himself, not to mention others. The increasing pressure made him want to change something. That was why there were a series of changes in MCMU. Otherwise, Fan Ping might not have done it. With a sense of relief after letting go of the pressure, Fan Ping's days at home were quite enjoyable. Chapter 412. 13th of February. New Year's Eve. Sun City was filled with the sound of firecrackers since morning. Scenic lake gardens. On New Year's Eve, the Fangs were especially lively. The one who caused the commotion was none other than Fang Yuan. On the night of the 12th, Fang Yuan broke through the barrier and completed her twice honing under the stimulation of Fang Ping's energy stones. This girl's control over her strength was very weak. Things were getting lively now that she had just completed her twice honing. Early in the morning, Li Weiying was busy in the kitchen. Fan Yuan insisted on helping, but everything she brought was destroyed. Li Weiying was so angry that she pushed her daughter away a few times and finally chased her daughter away. Fan Yuan destroyed everything in her way from the kitchen. A twice-honed aspiring martial artist was not very strong, but she was not much weaker than a beginner rank 1 martial artist. She still destroyed a lot of things in the house. Fang Ping held in his laughter for a while as he watched her walk carefully. Fang Yuan was not strong. If she had been like Fang Ping, the floor would have been trampled, not to mention New Year's Eve. Fang Yuan had become a destructive maniac. The Fangs did not care about things like this anymore. If they broke, they could just replace them. Fang Yuan could not stand it though. She was on the verge of tears. The phone she had just bought with money had been crushed by her. The teddy bears she usually hugged to sleep had been torn to shreds by her the night before. In the morning, she realized that it had been shattered into many pieces. Now, she did not even dare to return to her room. She could only sit in the living room obediently, motionless. Even when Fang Ping walked up to her maliciously and pinched her cheeks hard, she did not move. She could not control her strength. She had fought back and punched Fang Ping, but she had used too much force. Fang Ping was fine, but her hand was almost swollen. Now that Fang Ping had come to bully her again, Fang Yuan felt wrong. She shouted, "Dad, Fang Ping is bullying me again!" Fang Mingrong, who was pasting couplets, only smiled and did not reply. A house like this was lively enough. Fang Ping was overjoyed. He pinched her cheeks and smiled. "What do you know, little girl? I'm helping you get used to your strength. Who are you trying to fool? Who would need to pinch their cheeks to get used to their strength? It's true. Your strength is concentrated on your face. I'm helping you to disperse it so you can get used to it faster. I don't believe you. It's fine if you don't believe me. Besides, you've just broken through, so your face has accumulated too much energy. If I don't dispel this energy, you'll have a big fat face for the rest of your life. Although I think it looks good, do you like it?" Fang Yuan was dubious when he said that, but he did feel blood rushing to his cheeks. However, this feeling was quite familiar. It was almost the same feeling when Fang Ping pinched his face in the past. Fang Yuan was skeptical, but Fang Ping said with a straight face, "Trust me. I'm serious. Of course, if you don't mind having a round face, you don't need my help." She would rather believe it than not, so she accepted her fate and allowed Fang Ping to pinch her cheeks as he pleased. After teasing his sister for a while, Fang Ping did not continue to bully her. He chuckled and went about his own business. On New Year's Eve, there were a lot of phone calls this year. If others wished him a Happy New Year, he had to wish them a Happy New Year too. However, Old Man Li, Lu Fengru, and the others were all in closed-door cultivation now, so there was no need to disturb them. Both of them were working hard to become true grandmasters. Before Fan Ping left the university, They had gone into closed-door cultivation and had not shown their faces since. While Fan Ping's family was enjoying themselves, a small car was parked by the roadside outside scenic lake gardens. There were 3 people in the car. The middle-aged man sat in the back. He glanced at a tall building in the district and said in a low voice, "We'll act as soon as it gets dark." In the front row, Guardian Plum, the old man from before, said softly, "Do we attack him directly or lure him out?" The middle-aged man said in a low voice, "Attack him directly. Of course, we don't have to kill his family. If we don't have to kill them, we don't." After saying that, the middle-aged man added, "To prevent him from escaping, Guardian Plum will attack first. Let him feel that there's a chance of survival." Fan Ping is an extremely confident person. Guardian Plum is an early-stage rank 6. Plus, his family is here. He might not be afraid and run away immediately. As long as we fight him, Fan Ping will be entangled. He won't be able to escape. The middle-aged man made some arrangements. If a rank 5 encountered a rank 6 and fled before the fight started, he might not be able to kill Fan Ping. However, if Fan Ping were to engage in combat with someone, he would definitely be entangled. He would not even be able to escape. As for holding Fan Ping's family hostage to threaten him, very few martial artists would do such a thing. It was meaningless. Television was just television. Capturing his family and forcing Fan Ping to cripple his own martial arts was an idiotic move. As long as one wasn't stupid, no one would do such a thing. He knew that the other party wanted to kill him, but he still crippled his own martial arts. Not only would he not be able to save others, he would also die. Such an idiot would die in vain. Guardian Plum was just an early-stage rank 6. Fan Ping might not run away without a fight. Of course, they could not rule out the possibility that Fan Ping was cold-blooded enough to abandon his family and flee after sensing Guardian Plum's aura. In response to this situation, the middle-aged man also made arrangements. Another protector was waiting outside to prevent Fan Ping from escaping. On the other hand, he would follow Guardian Plum. As long as Fan Ping didn't choose to escape, he would find an opportunity to kill him. After that, the middle-aged man looked out of the window again. The sky had already darkened. A cold glint flashed in the middle-aged man's eyes. It seemed like Fan Ping would not have the chance to eat this reunion dinner. In scenic lake gardens, Fan Ping was still on the phone. The phone call was from Qinyanshi. Fan Ping did not say much. He could hear a cold snort coming from the other side of the phone. A certain old man was listening in on his granddaughter's phone call again. Fan Ping was helpless against Qinyaoting, the old man who liked to eavesdrop. "I didn't say anything. It's your granddaughter talking. What's the point of you snorting and snorting?" Qinyanshi said a lot, especially asking if Fan Ping's parents and sister liked the gifts she bought. At that moment, the sound of breathing over the phone became heavy. Old man Chen looked like he was about to explode. His granddaughter was rushing to throw herself at him. That bastard Fan Ping, he did not see any gifts. Fan Ping did not provoke the old man anymore. He was afraid that the old man would come after him during the new year. After chatting with Qinyanshi for a while, Fan Ping hung up. After he hung up, Fan Yuan, who was beside him, tried to sneak away. She used too much force and almost knocked over the potted plants on the balcony. Fan Ping was speechless. He grabbed her by the neck and lifted her up. Watching the girl struggle, a satisfied smile appeared on his face. "Very good, I found my chance." He had wanted to experience this feeling for a long time. Every time, he would be lifted up. Now, grabbing someone else by the neck and lifting them up felt really good. Fan Yuan looked embarrassed. Fan Ping was becoming more and more of a bully. "It's very embarrassing, okay." After the siblings fooled around for a while, the sky started to darken. In the kitchen, Li Weiying had prepared the New Year's Eve dinner and started to serve the dishes. "Time to eat!" Following his mother's call, Fan Ping put Fan Yuan down and prepared to eat. At that moment, the sky was already dark. Fan Ping had just taken a few steps when he suddenly frowned slightly. He tilted his head and looked out the window. Fan Yuan rubbed her neck and asked curiously, "What's wrong?" "Nothing." Fan Ping gave a perfunctory reply, his brows still furrowed. That feeling earlier? Vitality fluctuation? Now, his mentality had reached more than 800 hertz. His senses were very sharp. Catacombs powerhouses and human powerhouses could detect each other from thousands of miles away. This was all because of the strength of their mentality. Mentality sensing and attack range were different. A rank 7 powerhouse's mentality attack range might only be 100 meters, but their sensing ability was more than that. It was possible to expand it by 10 times. However, outside the district, more than a few hundred meters away from the building, Fan Ping only had a weak sense. It was not very obvious. "Are there martial artists passing by?" Fan Ping muttered to himself. The vitality fluctuation earlier was very weak. He even suspected that he had sensed it wrongly. After thinking for a while, Fan Ping's ears twitched again. After honing his ossicles, his hearing was also very good. When Fan Ping's ears started to vibrate, countless voices nearby poured into his ears, making him dizzy. "Hubby, Happy New Year's Eve! Daddy, I want to eat. I'm so hungry!" Voices came from all around him. Fan Ping even heard some voices that he should not have heard. He cursed silently. It was not even night yet. Today was New Year's Eve. Was this how the two of them celebrated New Year's Eve? Cursing aside, Fan Ping quickly ignored these voices and listened in the direction from earlier. After a while, Fan Ping's expression changed slightly. He did not hear anything. The only thing worth noticing was a few weak breaths. That was not the point. The point was that the breaths were very long. After a long time, there would be a breath. This? Only martial artists would do this. Fan Ping took a deep breath, his heart beating slightly. Was it a martial artist passing by? Not necessarily. Seeing that Fan Yuan was still looking at him, Fan Ping waved his hand and said, "Go eat first." "Brother, go!" After forcefully sending Fan Yuan away, Fan Ping thought for a while and dialed a number. As soon as the call connected, he said quickly, "There's a martial artist outside my district." "What rank?" "I don't know. I'll be there in a minute." Fan Ping thought for a while and said, "Come and take my family away. I can fight or retreat, please." "Fan Ping, Brother Wang, please." "All right. I'll inform Commander Bai, who's stationed at Auspicious Peace. Auspicious Peace is only about 100 li from here. If Commander Bai goes all out, he'll be here in 10 minutes at most." That being said, the other party was a Grandmaster powerhouse stationed at Auspicious Peace. It was hard to say if he would come. After all, Commander Bai had to be responsible for the Nanjiang catacombs. Even if he really agreed to come, he still had to make arrangements. 10 minutes. That was the best he could hope for. It still depended on Commander Bai's speed. Fan Ping did not say much and hung up quickly. After thinking for a while, he sent a few more text messages. Although there might not be any danger at the moment, and it could be a martial artist passing by. It was the New Year. What was a martial artist doing outside his district instead of spending the New Year at home? Fan Ping had never been stingy with assuming the worst of others. It was better to be safe than sorry. Fan Ping valued his own life and the safety of his family very much. Back then, Huang Bin upstairs might have done him harm. Fan Ping was not even a martial artist. His first thought was to strike first and gain the upper hand. Now, even if it was a martial artist passing by, Fan Ping would not let his guard down. Moreover, he had offended a lot of people. The first thing that came to Fan Ping's mind was not the evil sect, but the two major companies. Some of the recent changes in MC Mayu had infringed on the interests of the two major companies. It was not incomprehensible for people to do the impossible for the sake of profit. Fan Ping inhaled slightly. Seeing that his parents and sister were waiting for him in the dining room, he walked over and said softly, "Dad, Mom, leave the house first. Take the stairs downstairs." Don't leave the floor. Find a random staircase and wait for a while. Brother, Ping Ping. Fang Ping smiled and said, It's okay. I might be overthinking, but you guys go first. If there's nothing else, we'll come back for dinner. Fang Mingrong glanced at his son. Seeing that he was holding a chandao, he nodded and said, Okay. Be careful. Brother. Fan Yuan gritted her teeth and said in a low voice, It won't be dangerous, right? Of course. All right, that's enough. Let's go down first. Fang Mingrong hesitated no more. He dragged Li Yueying, who still wanted to ask more questions, and left. Fan Yuan looked reluctant, but she said nothing more and quickly followed her parents. Once his family had left, Fang Ping did not act rashly. Instead, he chose to wait. At this moment, Fang Ping was standing on the balcony, deliberately revealing himself. His mentality and hearing were fully activated. He observed carefully, looking back at the house from time to time as if he was talking to someone. After a while, Fang Ping's phone rang. We're here. Don't come through the front door. I know. My parents are in the corridor. Don't come over yet. Wait. If they don't make a move, then don't. Once they do, bring them away immediately. Fang Ping. Wang Jingyang exhaled and said in a low voice, Okay, I know. Delay is the main thing. As he said that, Wang Jingyang said, Commander Bai agreed to come, but today is New Year's Eve. There aren't enough powerhouses stationed on the ground. Commander Bai needs to delay for a while to make arrangements. Fang Ping was not surprised. No matter how important Fang Ping's safety was, it was not as important as the Nanjiang catacombs. Commander Bai was currently the strongest powerhouse in Nanjiang. He was also a member of the military department. He would not leave his post without permission. It was already very difficult for him to agree to come back. I know. I hope I can make it. It's okay. After saying that, Wang Jingyang hung up the phone without saying anything else. He did not investigate. It would be troublesome if someone found out. If they really had ill intentions towards Fang Ping, the person would not be weak. If they had no ill intentions, it would be fine even if they made a mistake. Both he and Fang Ping were prodigies. Even if there was a misunderstanding, the Grand Master would not be offended by a few polite words of thanks. It was at this moment that Fang Ping suddenly stopped talking. The few breathing sounds that he had been paying attention to were heard. He's still by the window. Outside the district, the middle-aged man frowned slightly. He stared at the floor Fang Ping was on. Seeing that Fang Ping seemed to be on the phone, he muttered, It's already dark. Should we make a move now? The old man said, Let's wait a little longer. If we go now, we'll be easily discovered. The middle-aged man frowned. After a moment, he said, We're not waiting anymore. Time is of the essence. Guardian Plum, you make the first move. I'll go to the other side and attack at the same time. The old man nodded. Without delay, he got out of the car. The other person got out too, but he did not move. Instead, he stayed where he was. The middle-aged man got out of the car at the same time, but he did not walk. Instead, he used flight step and disappeared into the horizon. Inside the house, Fang Ping cursed silently. As expected, they were here for him. Moreover, the other party was going to make a move now. It was faster than he had expected. It seemed like he could not delay until Commander Bai arrived. Taking a deep breath, Fang Ping held onto his chandao. He could not leave now. If he did, the other party might destroy the entire building in a fit of rage. However, if they fought, he could escape. The other party would not waste too much time here. At this moment, Fang Ping concealed all his aura. He set up layers of mentality barriers in front of him. He also condensed streams of celestiality in his hands, and quickly channeled them into the chaos-vanquishing saber. There was more than one person. He would kill one first. Large amounts of celestiality were channeled into the saber. Fang Ping's palms became a bloody mess. His golden bones exuded a faint golden glow. At this moment, He was ready for his strongest attack. He could not tell how strong the other party was, but he was sure that they were not high-ranked. Fan Ping was sure of this. Chapter 413. Beside the balcony. Fan Ping held the hilt of his saber, adjusting his breathing slightly, when his mentality sensed two auras approaching each other. In the next moment, Fan Ping did not wait any longer. In a battle in a residential building, once the floor collapsed, there would not be many survivors in the building. Kill! Fan Ping did not bellow out this roar, but roared in his heart. His body was like a lifeless rock, smashing through the glass of the balcony directly, charging out instantly. A dazzling ray of light cut through the void, illuminating the dark night. When the old man who had just broken through the void felt the approaching saber gleam, his face turned pale instantly. Save! Before he could shout for help, the saber gleam slashed through the air with a rumble, descending on him. Bang! In the next moment, a huge explosion was heard in midair. The old man did not even have time to defend, ambushed by Fan Ping's full-force saber, exploding directly. The moment the explosion was heard, Fan Ping also felt a strong sense of danger. With a roar, his body shone with golden light. Boom! The moment Fan Ping dashed out of the room, the middle-aged man who was about to ambush him from the side attacked instantly, punching Fan Ping. The mentality barrier was shattered instantly. In the next moment, the fist force penetrated. The flesh on Fan Ping's chest exploded in the blink of an eye. There were differences between rank 6. Fan Ping had never fought with a real peak rank 6 powerhouse, even when he was being hunted. He, Wang Jinyang, and a few others had joined forces to kill a rank 6, but peak rank 6 was a different concept. When the Sanjiao Gate was closed, only a peak rank 6 would be achieved. Only such a powerhouse would give their all in every move and technique, unlike the other rank SIXS whose Sanjiao Gate was not sealed. Unless they were at their wits' end, very few people would unleash their full strength to open the Sanjiao Gate. Bang! The flesh on the surface of Fan Ping's body exploded, but he did not delay, using the force to fly backward. The golden bones shone brightly. Although the flesh exploded, the bones were unscathed. Fan Ping did not look at the martial artist who was slashed by him. The other party was not very strong. Even if he did not die, he would probably be heavily injured and unable to fight again. The truth was as expected. Fan Ping's full-force saber ambush, the old man almost did not have time to react. At this moment, the saber gleam vanished, leaving only a corpse that was split into two in midair, broken beyond repair, falling instantly. The old man's gaze was still dazed. Obviously, he did not expect that he would be killed in one strike. The middle-aged man's expression was extremely ugly. Although he was unhappy with Guardian Plum and even wanted to kill him, Guardian Plum was still a 6th-grade cultivator and a capable subordinate of his. Fan Ping slashed dozens of times in a frenzy. He did not even look back. In the next moment, he stepped into the air and soared into the sky, ready to fly away. Boom! Above his head, a middle-aged figure appeared. He pressed down with a fist and growled, "If you dare to run, I'll slaughter Sun City! What does it have to do with me? Kill me if you dare!" Fan Ping growled as well. His figure kept retreating. If he met one person, he could still escape. Now, however, two people were surrounding him. It was difficult for him to break out. In midair, the sound of explosions was endless. The sound of metal clashing also shook the void. Two rank 6 powerhouses unleashed their full force, instantly creating an immense sense of oppression. The entire scenic lake gardens was in chaos. At first, when the few of them fought, the crowd thought it was fireworks and did not think much of it. However, as the two sides continued to exchange blows in midair, the oppressive feeling made everyone panic. This was not even a battle between rank 7 powerhouses. Otherwise, a battle of mentality would have killed a large number of people in the community. on the floor where Fang Ping's house was located. At this moment, the outer wall of Fang Ping's house had been affected by the aftermath and was already cracking. In the chaos, Wang Jinyang's figure flashed and disappeared. Soon, he sensed the location of the Fang family. Wang Jinyang's speed was extremely fast. In the next moment, his figure appeared in front of the Fang family at the stairway entrance. As soon as he appeared, Fan Yuan kicked him. Wang Jinyang grabbed her ankle with one hand and growled, "It's me, Wang Jinyang. Fan Ping asked me to take you away." Hearing the voice, Fan Yuan said hurriedly, "Save my brother!" At this time, they could see the situation outside from the window at the stairway entrance. At this moment, 3 glowing silhouettes were flickering in midair. The golden light in the middle was flickering left and right, but it could not break out of the encirclement. Blinding blood-red rays kept bursting out of the golden light. Wang Jinyang's expression was solemn. Fan Ping might not be killed if he fought with the middle stage rank 6 martial artists, but the peak rank 6 powerhouse's strength completely crushed Fan Ping's. If this dragged on, Fan Ping would not be able to break out of the encirclement, and might be killed. Taking a deep breath, Wang Jinyang did not waste any time. He grabbed one person with each hand and turned to Fan Yuan, shouting, "Grab me! I'll send you away first, then I'll come back." Fan Yuan tilted her head and looked out the window. Tears streamed down her face. Without saying anything, she grabbed Wang Jinyang hurriedly. Fan Mingrong did not say a word. Li Yueying was choking, but she did not say anything. Wang Jinyang did not waste any time either. He grabbed Fan Ping's parents and rushed downstairs. Very soon, Wang Jinyang led them out of the residential area. He shouted, "Go, go far away!" After saying that, Wang Jinyang leaped into the air. His body was still in midair, but he had already drawn his longbow. Bone marrow force surged out of his body instantly. On the longbow, a thick blood-red arrow condensed in the blink of an eye. The next moment, the blood-red arrow shot through the air, shooting toward the middle stage rank 6 powerhouse. In midair, Fan Ping's entire body was torn to shreds. Seeing this, he did not bother to exchange pleasantries with Wang Jinyang. He roared, "Hold the big one back, can you do it? 30 seconds. All right." Fan Ping roared. Celestiality exploded instantly, blasting the peak rank 6 powerhouse a distance away. Wang Jinyang's speed was also extremely fast. He blocked the other party in an instant. The middle-aged man's eyes were cold. He shouted coldly, "Wang Jinyang, you're asking for it!" Wang Jinyang did not reply. The next moment, he put away his bow and switched to his saber. Bone marrow force surged out of his body again, and the blood-red saber slashed down instantly. Boom! The middle-aged man was furious. With a low growl, he punched. Dong! A loud noise was heard. The cha now vibrated. The flesh on Wang Jinyang's arm was torn to shreds in the blink of an eye. The thick blood-red force on his body dimmed significantly. On the other side, after tossing the peak rank 6 powerhouse to Wang Jinyang, Fan Ping did not even look at him. 30 seconds. This was what Wang Jinyang had promised. If the time was not up, he did not need to care. Protector Yang's expression was cold. "You want to kill me? I'll definitely kill you!" Fan Ping's rage was boiling. These people actually ambushed him. If he did not detect it in advance, his family might be in trouble. Before he finished speaking, the celestiality on Fan Ping's Chang now had already condensed to its limit. As for himself, the flesh on his body was also exploding continuously. At this moment, Fan Ping did not care about any injuries. These people, no matter how big the price, he would kill them. Slash! The moment the celestiality condensed, Fan Ping slashed with his saber. Protector Zheng's expression was gloomy, but he was not afraid of Fan Ping. The power of Fan Ping's slash was extremely great. However, at this moment, he was prepared. His only goal was to hold Fan Ping back. Fan Ping wanted to kill him. In his dreams. In the next moment, Protector Gang's silhouette disappeared. The moment his silhouette disappeared, Fan Ping was not surprised at all. A ruthless glint flashed in his eyes. Boom! The sound of an invisible explosion shook the void and caused it to tremble. Streaks of invisible waves stirred up heaven and earth. Some of the surrounding trees were hit by the invisible waves, instantly turning into dust. Ah! A scream was heard. In midair, Protector Jing, who had just disappeared, trembled and appeared on the spot. As for Fan Ping, large amounts of blood were seeping out of his orifices. Mentality self-detonation. At this moment, Fan Ping self-detonated a large amount of mentality. More than any other time before. At this moment, Fan Ping was also a little dazed, but he did not delay. The moment Protector Zhang's silhouette appeared, Fan Ping's saber followed. This time, the golden light of Fan Ping's entire body was shining brilliantly. Go to hell! Fan Ping roared, slashing down with his saber. Protector Jing, whose head was almost blown up by the mentality self-detonation, was also bleeding out of his orifices. However, facing the crisis of death, he quickly overcame the sharp pain in his head and raised his saber to meet the attack. Boom! A loud noise was heard, and Protector Jing fell down. Seeing this, Fan Ping gritted his teeth. His mentality recovered instantly. He let out another low roar and exploded instantly. This time, both of their bodies trembled violently, falling from midair. Fan Ping brandished his saber and slashed wildly. In the end, all the flesh and blood on his body exploded. His internal organs could be seen clearly now. Die! Fan Ping roared. A large amount of blood spurted out of his mouth, heading straight for the other party's head. Protector Zhang's face was bleeding profusely at this moment. Seeing this, he revealed a ruthless look. In the void, one of the Sanjiao gates that was initially half-sealed opened instantly. In the next moment, a large amount of energy gushed out. The initially dispirited Protector Deng's injuries were mostly healed in the blink of an eye. His gaze was no longer dazed, much more sober. After his injuries were mostly healed, Protector Jing had the energy to spare. With a slash of his saber, he shattered the blood arrow that Fan Ping spurted out. Although his injuries were mostly healed, Protector Zhang's gaze was still venomous. Sealing the Sanjiao gates was a difficult process. His first gate was completely sealed, and a large part of his second gate was also sealed. In another 2 years there was hope for him to seal it completely and step into upper stage rank 6. However, at this moment, facing a rank 5 martial artist's attack, he had no choice but to destroy his own gate, opening the second gate completely. At this moment, in terms of realm, he had already gone from a middle stage rank 6 veteran to a beginner. And this step had taken him 6 years. Fan Ping had ruined his 6 years of hard work. He hated him, but Fan Ping hated him even more. 30 seconds were almost up. If he did not kill this guy soon, Wang Jinyang might not be able to hold on much longer. Early stage rank 5 Wang Jinyang was fighting a peak rank 6 powerhouse. Every second was depleting his life force. The moment Protector Jing shattered the Sanjiao gate, Fan Ping said furiously, "You forced me to do this!" Before his voice died away, Fan Ping's face exploded abruptly. In the next moment, his entire head exuded an extremely intense light. As the golden light on his head dispersed, the other bones in Fan Ping's body also erupted with a brilliant glow. At this moment, Fan Ping directly honed the remaining 3 skulls. However, this did not come without a price. Fan Ping had not honed all this while because he felt that his physique could not support the complete activation of golden bones. And the truth was as expected. The moment the skulls erupted with intense light, Fan Ping's torn flesh continued to rupture. His internal organs, crystal clear organs, were also rupturing. At the same time, Fan Ping's body also erupted with an extremely powerful aura. The expression of the middle-aged man who was attacking Wang Jinyang not far away changed. Golden bones! A look of disbelief appeared in the middle-aged man's eyes. Before this, Fan Ping also revealed a golden glow, but that time, it was only golden. It did not have the oppressive power of a golden body powerhouse. The golden bones of a golden body powerhouse were different from those of Fang Ping, Li Han Song, and the others. But now, Fang Ping's body emitted that kind of aura, that kind of pressure. The pressure of a rank 8. Fang Ping did not have time to listen to his nonsense. Right now, Fang Ping was screaming in pain. There was no bone honing more painful than this. His flesh was rupturing continuously. No matter how much vitality force there was, it could not heal his flesh. His internal organs were also rupturing. This made Fang Ping feel like he was about to explode. However, since the system could let him hone his bones, Fang Ping firmly believed that he would not die. The moment the golden bones were completely activated, Protector Jing, who was opposite him, was suppressed by the pressure of the golden bones and fell continuously. Protector Jing, who had recovered a lot from his injuries, showed fear for the first time. He had no intention of fighting Fang Ping. In the next moment, Protector Jing turned around and fled into the distance. "I will kill you!" Fang Ping's voice almost could not shout anymore. It was extremely hoarse and suppressed. As his voice fell, the chaos-vanquishing saber's celestiality and golden bones combined. In the next moment, an even more powerful aura erupted. Fang Ping roared and slashed. Boom, boom, boom! The saber light fell. The air exploded, and sparks flew in all directions. On the ground, a saber mark hundreds of meters long appeared instantly. The trees and buildings along the way were all shattered. At this moment, Fang Ping did not care if he would accidentally hurt the residents. This slash was aimed in the direction outside the residential area. There was a road outside. Usually, there were many cars. Today was New Year's Eve, and there was almost no one. Although the residents in the residential area were terrified to the extreme, the exchange between both parties was extremely fast. At this moment, other than a few people on the first floor, most people did not even have time to leave their houses. When this slash was made, wherever the saber light was, everything was shattered. The aftermath shattered the ground and cut off the road outside. The shops on the opposite side also collapsed. The lights in the shops were dark. Fang Ping did not know if there was anyone inside. In reality, Fang Ping could not care so much right now. If he did not kill the other party, under the joint attack of both of them, he and Wang Jinyang would not be able to escape. No! Protector Jing, who had already escaped a distance away, felt the saber force coming from behind him. He felt the flesh and blood on his back being torn apart by the saber light from a long distance away. He immediately roared in fear. At this moment, Protector Jing also fought with his life. Boom! With a loud explosion, the completely sealed first Sanjiao gate shattered instantly. This time, even if he did not die, he would fall to early stage rank 6. The moment the Sanjiao gate opened, between heaven and earth, endless energy surged into Protector Jing's body. While Protector Jing was escaping, he covered the surface of his body with layers and layers of vitality force. However, no matter how much vitality defense was covered, it was not as fast as the saber light's destruction. Almost in the blink of an eye, the saber light completely covered Protector Jing. Boom! The sound of explosions came one after another. As for Fang Ping, he was no longer a golden man, but a bloody man. His entire body was covered in torn flesh. On both of his arms, all the flesh and blood were almost shattered. Waves of blood-colored vitality force appeared out of thin air, repairing at lightning speed, but it could not make the flesh and blood reappear. Fang Ping gritted his teeth, not caring about these. He stepped out of the midair, arriving at the place where the saber light landed in an instant. At this moment, Protector Jing had not been killed in one slash. Although his entire body seemed to have been cut in half, the other party was still alive. Seeing Fang Ping flying over, the resentment in Protector Deng's eyes intensified to the extreme. Fang Ping did not care what he thought. These people came to kill him first, and they still had the face to resent him. Just as Protector Jing swung his saber to fight back with difficulty, Fang Ping's saber light rose again, slashing down. Pfft! His head fell. Fan Ping did not even look. He quickly stepped into the midair and returned. Before he could return to his original spot, a silhouette broke through the air, blood splattering the void. Fan Ping's expression changed drastically, grabbing Wang Jinyang hurriedly. At this moment, Wang Jinyang's face was extremely pale. There was a large hole in his chest, his internal organs could be seen clearly, and many of them were already shattered. Fortunately, I didn't fail! Wang Jinyang forced a smile. From the time he rose to the time Fan Ping killed Protector Jing, it was exactly 30 seconds. I didn't expect you guys to really exceed my expectations. As Wang Jinyang spoke, the middle-aged man also stepped into the midair. There were some light injuries on his body, but they were not serious. The middle-aged man really did not expect this, or rather, he did not dare to think about it at all. A peak rank 6, a middle stage rank 6, and an early stage rank 6. With this kind of strength, even if they encountered a powerhouse who achieved mentality-vitality fusion, they could still fight. Today, they were only besieging Fan Ping, a rank 5. Of course, later on, Wang Jinyang also participated in the battle, but there were only 2 rank 5s. However, even so, the first to die was not Fan Ping and Wang Jinyang, but his 2 rank 6 subordinates, especially Protector Jing, who was not even his subordinate. The other party was a veteran among middle stage rank 6. Prodigy martial artists. What a pity! The middle-aged man's eyes were extremely cold. This time, even if he killed these 2 people, he would be punished when he returned. He actually lost the lives of 2 rank 6 powerhouses. It was simply a great shame and humiliation. As soon as he finished speaking, the other party did not waste any time. A red blood-red fist shadow landed on where Fan Ping and Wang Jinyang were in an instant. Fan Ping dragged Wang Jinyang, who was already seriously injured to the point of death, and quickly fled to the suburbs. If they continued fighting in the district would be finished. As soon as they left, the fist shadow landed, blasting a huge pit in the ground. Fan Ping and Wang Jinyang fled. The middle-aged man did not stop either, leaping into the air and giving chase quickly. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.